Welcome. We are so glad to have you here at Pratt Live, a virtual telethon. And you are coming to us from all over the greater Pacific Northwest and beyond. And a small group of us have actually gathered here at Pratt. And so before we begin, we just want to take a minute to acknowledge that we who are here at Pratt, and perhaps you as well, are standing on the traditional land of the first people of Seattle. The Duwamish people, both the past and the present, and we would really like to honor them and offer our gratitude to them and to this land itself. So we offer that to the Duwamish tribe as we begin. And now, I would like to just say, welcome to Pratt Live. We are so thrilled to have many of you. It looks like maybe there's almost 200 people at least who are joining us from all over the place at our first ever virtual telethon. So greetings. And it is possible that you have not attended a virtual telethon before. And so let us tell you just a few things about how this is going to work. First, this is a 2-device or 2-tab or 2-window event, which means that the device or the window or the tab that you're looking at right now is, of course, how you're going to watch this event. And hopefully maybe that's the larger of your devices. So it could be your desktop, or it could be one of those really big fancy smart screens, or it could be an iPad or some other tablet. That device is how you're going to watch. But you're also going to want perhaps a second device. And if you have a mobile telephone, which many people do, I highly recommend the mobile telephone. And we would invite you to log into Greater Giving. And you can see that you could either use Bill Gates' original computer or Zach Morris's original telephone. If you have either of those things lying around your house, please log into this virtual telethon in that way. And Cynthia Hibbard, yes, you can see Romson's calves. It's true. It's actually not Romson's calves. We're going to tell you who that is in the background. But the point that Cynthia makes so nicely is that people are also joining us in the chat. So make sure you check out what's happening in the chat, because we are all there talking together. So this virtual telethon is a meeting of people that are here in this building, and also all of you who are coming virtually. And I just want to take a minute and tell you that you can see that I'm wearing a mask. And in fact, everyone in this building right now is wearing a mask. We are being extremely cautious about the coronavirus. So we have a very small group of us, and we have been maintaining our distance. And I just want to show you some of the folks who are here in the Pratt Hot Shop and kind of tell you what's going on. So over here to my left is a gentleman that many people will recognize. And you can see, I'll introduce him in a minute, but he is like at least 8 feet away, and we're going to maintain that. And then also, somebody noticed that there were some really great calves behind me. It's actually Mr. Che Lopez and the calves. Yep, he's back there. And then we also have a very small production crew. There are 4 people right over here that are behind the cameras. But hey, production crew, can we hear it from you? That's our production crew. They're amazing. And then I don't want to spoil too many surprises, but there are some other people in this building, all of whom have been maintaining social distance, all of whom are wearing masks. And we're going to introduce you to those folks in just a few minutes. You are going to be able to see us for the next period of time as we are gathered together for this amazing event. And we do have lots of surprises. We have lots of things to show you here at Pratt. But we also really want to see you. So we would like to invite you to please take a selfie of you and whoever you are with right now and send it to us at prattlive@pratt.org. Use the email address prattlive@pratt.org, and I think we're going to put that into the chat right now so that you'll be able to find that easily. And then if you can do that before 6:30, we're going to be able to show everyone who is gathered all together. So check out Mira, has it in the chat. Thank you, Mira, prattlive@pratt.org. And everybody's going to do it. Okay, so let's see. I want to make sure that I've got everything. And now, we want this party to happen in every way possible. Some of you are having dinner that we sent to your homes. Some of you are watching on 4 different screens at once, but would you please come and join us in the chat? And right now, if you could tell us, what are you eating or drinking? Send us an emoji or write in the chat what it is that you're having right now at your house. And while people are doing that, I mean, I just want to ask Steve, is there anything that you're having right now?
Oh, yes.
Is it something amazing?
I'm having a cocktail.
Oh, Steve's having a cocktail. How wonderful.
Yes.
Maybe people at home are having cocktails.
Under the mask.
Yeah. Oh, and yes, with the straw. That's perfect. That's really well done. Okay, so Kira is giving us pizza at Beth's house will be over soon. Mira's got ice cream. That's really wonderful. And Alice says that the mule that was delivered is awesome. We're so glad.
That's what I'm having.
That's what you're having. Natalie's got salad. Molly's got that looks like a martini. Is she more of a gin or a vodka? Do you know? I'm just curious.
She's got the mule.
She's got the mule. Okay. Etsuko's having champagne. Thank you, Etsuko, for being here. And Maria's got steak tacos. I also want to go to that house. We also, as you are, okay, so thank you for telling, I'm eating chips and candy, LOL. Great for you, Alexis, well done. No drinking in the hot shop. What? It's turned off. Oh, he's also the executive director. We have, as we are gathered here this evening, so many supporters and friends that are making it possible, and particularly, our sponsors have been such a big part of supporting Pratt always and in these recent times, and we want to give them a huge shout out. So, to our amazing sponsors, the Chlorfine Foundation, and Alaska Airlines, and Art Tech, and Perkins Coie, and Robert Edson Swain Architecture and Design, and Columbia Bank, and Glass Eye Studio, and Madre's Kitchen. Can we hear it? Hey, production team, will you hear it for our sponsors? Yes. Thank you, sponsors. And Central Welding and Supply, and we're just so grateful. And Alaska Airlines, of course. Thank you to all of our sponsors. And now, I sort of already let you know that he is not far away. But I want to officially introduce the person who is as responsible as anyone for keeping Pratt open every day, every week, every month, and certainly in these recent months. He is a member of the Seattle Arts Commission. He is also on the Historic Central Area Art and Cultural District. And he is also the executive director of Pratt. Would you please give a real life and virtual warm welcome to Mr. Steve Galatro. Here he is.
Yay!
Yes.
Hey everyone, I'm Steve Galatro. I'm super excited to be here with you in the glass blowing studio. It has been far too long since we've been able to be in this space, and so I'm super thrilled. Thank you all for joining us virtually and for all of your support of Pratt tonight and ongoing. We've got an amazing evening, super fun evening planned for you tonight. We are live. Let me tell you, we are live. Maybe you got that from the title because you're smart, you're beautiful, and I love you. But we are live, so anything could happen. I am dressed for all occasions. And dressed to impress, as you might do at a Pratt event, a signature Pratt event, right, Ian?
You look great. You look amazing.
If you like the look, hit me up in the chat. I'd love to hear from you.
You're saying a lot of things. I just want you to know, Uncle Steve is getting a lot of love from Alexis.
Thanks, Alexis. Love you too. Missed you tons.
And there's this person named Molly who says love you too. I don't know.
Oh.
Yep. Just want to point that out.
Well, all right, y'all. I'm going to be here with you all night, so I'm not going to take up too much time right now. I want to go ahead and turn it over to a special message from one of our board members.
Hello, my name is Deanne Hartono, and I'm a Pratt board member. On behalf of the staff, the board, and everyone who's worked on this production, thank you so much for tuning in. Pratt Fine Arts Center was named after Edwin T. Pratt, a civil rights activist who worked here in Seattle to ensure that everyone had equal access to housing and education. With the current climate and the Black Lives Matter movement that has shed light to the injustice and systemic racism that has plagued our community for so many years, Pratt has an obligation to do something. Here at Pratt, we are committed to diversity, equity, and inclusion, and we hope that our action lives on and makes Edwin T. Pratt proud. We offer a variety of classes here at Pratt that range from glass blowing to jewelry to woodworking and so much more. And this is provided to anyone who wants to take it. No matter what age, skill set, or background, you can find a class that's right for you here. I now have the privilege of introducing you to a video about Edwin T. Pratt and how he has inspired us to do so much more. I invite you to learn, listen, and to take action. Again, thank you so much for tuning in and have a wonderful night.
Edwin Pratt was an advocate, activist, person of the people who came to Seattle to work as executive director for the Seattle Urban League. He became very instrumental, particularly in the open housing initiatives. That is a huge issue here in the central area, particularly with what we refer to as the red line and the boundary of the central area, where Black people were basically relegated to living within that boundary. And he started pushing the barriers with that and working with the city council and also church clergy, conversations with CORE and the Black Panther Party around the same topics.
He was a loving man. First of all, father and husband. They say charity starts at home, and he worked tirelessly for civil rights, equality, housing, education, the arts.
He was really pushing boundaries and encouraging people, even with his own experience of moving to Shoreline.
He was trying to set the example, and hopefully other Black people would be able to move into that neighborhood.
Edwin Pratt was killed on his front doorstep in Shoreline in 1969, a murder that to this day has not been solved. When the city acquired a new park and a would-be arts center out of an old Wonder Bread facility back in 1976, it was determined that both would bear the name Edwin T. Pratt in honor of his legacy.
I think that his legacy is very important to remember where we came from and also to remember where we need to go.
Our artists are one of our best resources. Artists are the gatekeepers in terms of sharing our history with future generations.
Every time I walk in the building, I walk by the photo of Edwin T. Pratt right at the main entrance there, and I'm reminded of what he fought for and what this place stands for and what it means to celebrate his legacy through Pratt Fine Arts Center. It's a powerful reminder each and every day of the importance of what we do and to not be complacent in doing so that we're making sure that we're reaching out and inviting in and being certain that every single person feels comfortable and welcome here at Pratt Fine Arts Center.
Access to art isn't an everyday thing in everyone's household. So when you bring a child in and they can explore their creativity, it gives them a different outlook on life, I believe. It gives them a foundation. He said there was no problem that cannot be solved as long as you have the right tools. And I like that.
Thank you, and thank you also for that really interesting the background on Edwin T. Pratt is so much a part of the Pratt Arts Center now, and I just want to take the moment and mention that obviously we are living through a time when systemic racism and injustice is very rightly coming to the forefront as we all as a country work to be better about our racist current racism and past. And so the fact that we have Edwin T. Pratt as our namesake is something that we take very seriously, and we are sort of excited that we get to try to live better into his legacy every day, and it's something that we're very actively working on. So we are so honored to have that name. And I know, Steve, maybe you'll tell us more about that later. So, Steve, I also notice that you are standing next to Pratt's name.
Yeah.
Pratt, in this really cool graphic that, am I correct, you created this?
I made this.
You made
by
it.
myself.
Amazing.
No help in Pratt Studios.
Okay, well, so much art is happening. And so here's the deal with this Pratt thermometer. This is
It's a thermometer.
Yeah, it's an in real life thermometer. And the way that this is going to work is we have a virtual thermometer that we are filling up in Greater Giving, but we are also, and just by the way, Jeff and Nicole Wortley just recently contributed $1,000 to our virtual telethon. So thank you to the Wortleys. We are so grateful. Yes, we could definitely give them a round of applause. And Jeff and Nicole, if you're watching right now, you could be our perfect first participants in this next activity, which is anyone who makes a donation, we're going to invite you to pick a color from Steve's magical box of colorful markers. And then Steve is going to be filling in our Pratt thermometer in real life as the digital thermometer fills in digitally. So it's going to be like both following each other.
Very meta.
That's how that, yes, it's so cool. So is there, are the Wortleys, are you online and would you be willing to pick a color that you would like for Steve to use as he begins? And you have to tell us in the chat because then Steve can see which color to use. Or if there's anybody in the chat that wants to pick a color right now, we'll do that as well because, it looks like Miss Molly Tomhave also made a donation. So Molly, if you wanted to pick a color right now, that would be okay. And Margaret Ann Cashman made a donation. Any of these people, if you could tell us a color that you want. Gold. We're doing gold. We're going to start with gold or purple. Somebody, I don't know who C Photo G is, but that black, red. People are picking a lot. Green.
No, I got a lot.
Molly, okay, what are you doing? What color?
I heard gold.
Gold. We're going with gold. And while Steve is doing that, I want to just mention one other piece about this evening. We are so fortunate because, of course, there's this small group of us who are here in the hot shop. But there are 5 artists around the Pratt campus making art right now. Of course, you can see Mr. Che Lopez, who's right behind us, and we're going to get to talk to Che in a minute or two. But there are 4 other artists in various parts of the building, and we have a very special friend of Pratt who is going to take us to visit the various artists throughout this evening and also show us what's happening. Now, before we start taking you around this entire building, there's one other group of people who have made significant contributions to Pratt recently that we have to mention. And those are the people who have contributed to our peer-to-peer campaign. 24 people over the past weeks have contributed almost $30,000 to Pratt. And we just have to, could I ask our team here to give those people a huge round of applause? Yes, we are so grateful. And particularly, there's a couple of those gifts that we really have to mention. So we want to mention Fletch and Ann Janes Waller, who contributed $5,000. And Bryna Weber and Dick Tompkins contributed $20,000. And we are putting that into our thermometer right now. And we can see we're already, so now we are over $31,000. And I just want to say, if any of those people happen to be with us in the chat, if Bryna or Dick or Fletch or Ann, and you want to pick a color right now, we would be really happy to color in whatever color feels good to you. I'm sure that Steve would be happy to use your color. So let us know in the chat if you want to. And people are saying yay, and thermometer, and Ron says awesome legacy and long history of access to the arts. And Cynthia Hibbard says that we rock, or somebody rocks, everybody rocks. It's so great. Okay, so please keep talking to each other in the chat. We really want you to be there. And now we get to introduce the person that I was mentioning before. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'll do this later. I'll catch up.
Okay, you'll catch up while we're visiting artists.
Yes.
Okay, good. Steve, we have a special friend of Pratt who is going to take us on a live art tour.
We do.
Can you tell us who this is?
I can now tell you that our in-studio correspondent for the evening is going to be Miss Hillary Lee. And she is a former Pratt staffer and a Pratt enthusiast for life. And she also is representing Chihuly Garden and Glass, of course, where she holds it down. And so I'd like to I'm going to step out now and let her step into my spot so you can meet her. Woo-hoo!
Hillary Lee! Woo! Correspondent with the mostest.
Hey, I'm just clapping for myself. Yay. Hi, everybody. Oh my God, I'm so excited to be here. Everyone who knows me knows I love Pratt. Hi, excited to show all of you guys the different demonstrations that are happening at all the wonderful Pratt studios here at Pratt Fine Arts Center. It's been a while since these studios seen any action, so I'm really excited to share all these wonderful magical moments that you can create with art here at Pratt tonight. So without further ado, we have the jewelry studio, and we also have the foundry ready. So Ian, what do you want to do? What do you want to see?
Well, okay, first I have to tell you that Kim Van Someren just said that Hillary is the most amazing person ever,
oh my
ever,
God, Kim,
ever.
I love you.
So,
oh my God, I love you so much.
I just thought you'd want to know that. And yes, no, you're so right. So you said that the foundry is happening.
We got some bronze going, we got some jewelry going, and so I think those two would be really great to start with, but it's really up to you. What do you want to do?
No, I want it to be really up to all of our guests.
Oh my God, yeah.
So,
great
and
idea.
also Marie says, hi Hillary, this is Jean. And I don't know if you can see, like, people are talking to you in the chat. It's really fun.
Love you all.
Yes. So here's what I want. I would love for some of you to tell us, would you like Hillary to go and visit the bronze foundry first, or go visit the jewelry studio first? And does anybody want to like shout out in the chat like where we might see? And don't worry, we're gonna get to go everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So somebody says jewelry.
Okay.
All right. Oh, wait, or bronze.
Bronze.
Okay, wait. Kim was the person who said that you're the best ever, and she says bronze.
Okay, let's do bronze.
I think we should do. Okay, Kim, we're doing bronze for you.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'll see you in a minute.
Thank you,
bye.
Hillary. Okay, we really appreciate that.
Ooh, bronze.
While Hillary makes her way up the ramp, I am just going to ask Steve, if you don't mind, to talk about one of our amazing sponsors. The one that you are exactly, Glass Eye Studio. Can you
check out these votives? Yes, we're really thrilled to have Glass Eye Studio as a sponsor tonight. Anyone who ordered the at-home dinner delivery service, the VIP at-home experience, got one of these with their dinner. It's a Sea Haven artisan votive. It's made with a vintage mold. And we are just so thrilled that Glass Eye was able to help us out in this way and support Pratt. You know, they've been around a long time, almost as long as Pratt. Started out at the Pike Place Market, and now they're down at a studio in Ballard, holding it down. So aren't these beautiful?
Yeah, and did you say that we actually get to see a little bit about Glass Eye Studio now? Did you mention that yet?
Yeah, I believe we have a video from them.
Yeah, so we'd really like you to be able to see what they're doing. So check out Glass Eye Studio. Hey, thank you so much, Glass Eye Studio. And I got to say, people really are giving you a lot of love. Cheryl Berenson says, thanks, Glass Eye Studio. And Pratt says, thank you. And people really love those incredible, those votives, which I agree, they're really, really cool. Hey, you may have noticed in the chat that we really would love for you to send us a selfie. You can send it to prattlive@pratt.org. And it's actually, you can see it right here. It's right there, right below, prattlive@pratt.org. And we want to see all of us together. We want to be with you. So please take a selfie and email it to us. It's really easy. All you have to do, and I'm just going to prove that we're live right here because I'm going to show you that is the chat at the moment, which means there would be no way for me to do that unless it was live. I'm just, this is all the proof if you need it. So do that quickly because in about 5-ish minutes, we're going to start showing those all of us. We're going to show all of us gathered together. And before, I'm sure that Hillary is up waiting for us in bronze because it's just up there. But before we go up to Hillary, Steve, would you mind just, for people who maybe don't know, just quickly tell us a little bit like, how does bronze casting work?
Yes, I can do that. It might make your head explode, but I will try.
Great.
Okay, so before the actual casting of hot metal, which you're going to see tonight live, there's a whole process of mold making that has to happen before that. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. First, you start with a sculpture or an object that you want to turn into bronze. You make a mold of that, right, out of plaster or silicone, and then you fill that mold with wax. What you end up with is a wax replica of your original object. Then you're going to take that wax replica and you're going to create like a root system called sprues. And it's going to create little tributaries for the bronze to travel into to get to your piece. And that's going to attach to a cup at the top of the sprue system. So you have your piece, the sprues, and a cup. And all three, the whole collection of that, is going to get submerged into cylinders of plaster, right? So these are round cylinders. And once they harden, you put them into a kiln, or essentially a large oven, right? And it melts out the wax that you've put in there, leaving behind only the negative space that represents your object. That's called the lost wax process, right? Naturally,
okay.
You lose the wax. So what you're going to see eventually is those cylinders are going to be put down into a sand pit tonight. You'll see this. And that we'll pour hot bronze into the cup hole at the top. It'll follow through the sprue system you made into the negative space and essentially cool and become your piece.
Whoa. And all of that is possible at Pratt?
All of that is not only possible, it's happening. It happened here last week, that part, and the next part you'll see
Tonight.
Okay,
and anybody could do this, or almost anybody.
I did it.
Okay, wow, great.
So if I could do it, you could do it.
Amazing. Okay. Oh, and I just have to say that Peter Galateo has just contributed $1,000 to our virtual telethon.
Hey, Ian, I'm here. I made it. I'm in the bronze studio, and I'm super excited to see what's going on in this studio. I'd like to introduce you to Henry Jackson-Spieker.
Money, that's so
You gotta
nice.
get a middle initial.
That's okay.
Thank you both.
Sorry, I didn't realize. That's okay. Would you give them a huge, and it's oh, I see, because his name is Peter Galateo 3. That's his handle in Greater Giving. So who is that? Do you have a sense of that?
I think it's got to be my dad or my brother. But
Okay, dad or your brother. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Peter. If you're a father or a brother to Steve, we are so grateful for either one of those relationships that you might have. And now she's, I'm sure, wondering where we got off to. Hillary. Okay, with our other group of camera people, Hillary, are you there? What's happening?
Hey, Ian, I'm here. I made it. I'm in the bronze studio, and I'm super excited to see what's going on in this studio. I'd like to introduce you to Henry Jackson-Spieker and his awesome team. I'm so excited what they're going to make. Tell us what you're doing. Tell us all about it.
All right, well, glad you guys are here. So again, I'm Henry. On the team, we have Eva, who's going to be running the furnace. We've got Jason and Lee, who are also going to be helping us out. And yeah, this is the Foundry Studio.
So cool. What are you making?
So right now, each of us has kind of incorporated different pieces of...
Yes. I'm really excited.
Let's get a board.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Oh man, look at that. Dang. Oh man. Yes.
We're back here, and we had a technical problem with Hillary. We lost her, so we're back.
Oh. Okay, sorry. Hillary, we had a technical problem with Hillary, where that team is not.
Hey, Ian, I'm here. I made it. I'm in the bronze.
Wait, is she? No. Okay, hold on. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to talk to Che Lopez, who is right here behind us. And Che, hi. Thank you for being here this evening. We're so grateful. So I know we actually only met briefly a few minutes ago, but can I ask, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and your relationship with Pratt?
Yeah, my name is Che Lopez. I teach acrylics, oils, and watercolor here. I've been here for close to 5 years, and I love the place. I don't get to spend too much time here because I do live far away, but it's great to be here, especially in the hot room. But it's great to be here with everybody online and to be supporting Pratt. It's my pleasure to be here.
Awesome. And I'm sorry I missed the piece. Where you live far away?
Well, I live in Everett, so it seems like somewhere far away, especially in traffic. Right now, it's easy. Right now, it's like, boom, I'm here. I wish it could stay like that, but it's not going to stay like that.
Yeah. Do you mind telling me a little bit about what the piece that you're working?
Sure. So this is part of my Mujeres las Flores, which is women with flowers. And so this is a sketch I did in one of those Zoom meetings, and now I'm doing a larger painting. So I start with my big shapes, and I let the brush do most of the work for me. And then from here, I start to really find things within here and start developing shapes, hair. I got her eyes here, gonna have her mouth, flowers, and I'll start creating contrast and values.
Wow, that's extremely beautiful already. If this is just the beginning, I'm already blown away.
Well, thank you.
So you're gonna stick around and work on this throughout our virtual telethon.
I'll be here, cheering everyone on, and don't forget to donate. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you so much for coming, Che.
My pleasure.
Okay, so we can go back to Hillary. We have that worked out. Okay, great. Okay, Hillary, thank you, and team in bronze, thank you. So Hillary, can you show us what's happening up in the bronze? No worries. Okay, so Hillary is with the folks up in the foundry, but we're having a little bit of feed problem coming from the two units. This is called a live virtual telethon, and these are the fun live moments that make it ever so live. And Kira, yes, the anticipation is building. You are so right, Tim says that is the stillest he's ever seen Hillary, which is so true, it's great. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to figure out how we can show you what's happening in the foundry. Don't worry. But in the meantime, we're going to show you a piece from this evening's live auction. So in times gone by, we have gathered annually to have an amazing live auction full of incredible art, and people have purchased all kinds of art. At tonight's virtual telethon, we have just 6 live auction items, 5 pieces of art, and 2 really fun plane tickets from Alaska Airlines. And throughout this evening, we wanted to show you a little bit about those 5 pieces of art that are for sale. You can go to Greater Giving and make a bid right now. And so we're going to start off by talking about auction item number 5, and it's kind of fun because it was actually made almost exactly where Steve and I are standing, right here in the hot shop. And you will notice in this video that we're about to show you that no one's wearing masks, and that's because this piece was made, 5 months ago when the world was a very different place. So we really want you to check out this Chuck Lopez amazing piece. So watch this video.
I can get the forms or shapes that I'm interested or curious about more easily in glass than any other material. I inherently don't know what these things are. If I figure that out before I make something, I'm effectively done. I've sorted it out and I then move on to something else. It's the stuff that I don't know or I don't understand, that's the stuff that's worth doing a slightly ridiculous amount of labor to make happen. Marini is when you make a pattern in a piece of glass and you stretch it so you get a long section of that pattern, and then when you cut it, you expose a cross-sectional of that pattern. So you get multiple repeats of it. So you essentially make toys and you get to play with them. The piece that I'm donating, I am very happy that it is a piece that is made here. That makes it more precious or special to me that I'm making it here for Pratt. Pretty much everybody in the glass scene, especially the hot shop scene, they all worked in this shop one way or another somewhere along their career. It's a very rich environment in that way, and it gives you a lot more options working with other people. That's really important to me.
Woohoo! Oh, isn't it amazing to see the glass shop fully up and running and what incredible things are possible? And you may notice that the hot shop is actually not up and running at the moment. And Steve, there's a very actually important reason that that's true. Do you mind explaining about that?
Yeah, we're closed. We've been closed for a while, and we don't yet know when we can open. But many people don't know that the process of heating up the hot shop to temperature takes almost a week, and it's really hard on the equipment to fire up and down. So we couldn't justify turning it on just for this one night, just to do one demonstration and then fire it down. But thankfully, we had a video from Chuck to show you a little bit of the glass blowing experience, and the glass eye video, of course, demonstrating glass blowing as well. So that's back to you.
Got it. Okay, so obviously, as soon as possible, the glass studio, the hot shop will be open again, whenever that's possible, I'm assuming. And at the moment, it's actually kind of nice that it's not any warmer here than it already is, because it's a beautiful warm day, summer afternoon. And while we were checking out that amazing video from Chuck Lopez, we had another really awesome gift come in. Paula Stokes contributed $1,000 to our virtual telethon. Thank you so much, Paula. You are amazing. And Paula, if you are still near your computer and in the chat, if you could pick a color, we would really love for Steve to use your color to fill in some more of the Pratt thermometer. So Paula, are you in the chat by any chance? If you are, and you have a color that you like, people are giving you a lot of love, by the way. Eve and Marie are saying that they're saying, hey, Paula, it's so great to see you, and thank you for your... And Kim says, OMG, Paula is amazing. So, Paula, do you want to pick a color, or does somebody who anybody know what Paula's favorite color is, or a color that she likes? Is she known for wearing a color? Okay, well, tell us. And then, Steve, if you will do that, we really want you to. And also, can we do something kind of crazy special right now with...
That depends.
Okay, so people are making contributions to our thermometer.
Yeah.
And maybe we could do like a little incentive. If that, here's my idea.
All right.
I see that you still have some of those votives behind you.
I do. I have some right here.
And some people, VIP folks who purchased a dinner, got one at home, right?
That's right.
But other people maybe didn't get one at home.
That's true.
Could we give some away? I mean, if people make a donation.
I don't see why not.
Okay, so how about this? The next 10 people who contribute $100 or more right now, we will give you a Glass Eye Studio votive. If you can contribute $100 or more, the next 10 people starting right now. So go, if you can do it. That would be really amazing. And And Paula, Cynthia Hibbard says that you are the best and your gallery is the top of the heap. I just want to say, hey, Kira just gave us $100 and she's getting a votive. Congratulations, Kira. Woo! Thank you. We are so, so appreciative. And Paula wants red. Paula says, will you do some red drawing, Steve? That would be really great. And if anybody else wants a votive, now is the moment. Do $100 or more. And Kira, yeah, done. I love it. She's in the chat. She's in Greater Giving. She's all over the place. It's beautiful. All right, so next 10 people, we will be so, so grateful. Also, this is your final opportunity. Jeff and Nicole Wortley, $100, they're getting a votive. This is the final opportunity to take a selfie. Send it in. If you take a selfie of yourself and send it to prattlive@pratt.org, we would really love it. We are trying to do it. We are trying. Alexis says they are trying. They're trying. Okay, if you need assistance, what is the best way for people to get assistance? Can they write to us? Is that true? I think there's a way. And somebody help Alexis Edwards because she really wants a votive. And we would like you to have one, really. Catherine Crockett, $100. Thank you so much. We love you. All right. As people are doing that, Steve, I also just want to kind of mention and point out that there are so many people here with us tonight. And we're kind of like a lot of fun things are happening. And it is possible that people are realizing, Lori, by the way, thank you, that people are realizing that like this is a kind of a unique and interesting virtual telethon. And that maybe they want to invite people like to come join us right now.
Well, they should.
They should. And will you like
I'll do it.
Blast it out.
I'll do it myself if you all do it at home. Just go onto your social media and tell everyone where you are right now. Blast out the link. I'm going to do it right now.
Okay, we would really love, tell people to come join us and hang out. Molly says, cuz I see you. Okay, I'm just telling people what's in the chat, that's all. As you are all inviting anybody who is not already with us to come and join us, I want to tell you about our next live auction item. And this is an item, we don't actually have a video for this item because it came to us rather recently and we are really excited. It is from Pohlman Knowles and the title is Witness. And it is from a series of theirs that they do not, that they have never, I believe, donated to an auction in the past. It's really quite stunning, and I can tell you the bidding is going very well already. Can you tell us, I think Steve actually has the piece.
I do. I have it right here.
Oh, wow.
It's really gorgeous. It's fabricated steel and blown glass, and inside the glass, you can, I don't know if you can make that up, but there are two birds embedded inside the glass that are sort of soaring in the center of the eye. It's really quite stunning, this piece.
No kidding. And I'll just tell you, like right now, because of the light, turn it that way towards, it's this sort of like extremely, it's this very reflective material. It's really cool. Right now, the bidding on that piece is going extremely well, and I will tell you, if you want to make a bid, Marianne Sutter is the top bidder right now, but it could be yours if you make another bid. So sorry, Marianne, I do have to tell people that they're still allowed to bid. Make sure you go to Greater Giving, and you can check out all of our auction items. While you're doing that, we are fairly certain that we have our technical difficulties worked out. So Hillary had to move on because they already did the first step of the bronze pour, but I believe she has made it to the jewelry studio and that she's going to tell us what's happening there. Hillary, are you in the jewelry studio?
Yes, I did. I'm at the jewelry studio. Hey, Sharrey, how are you?
Hey, Hillary, I'm fine.
Good. Well, welcome to the jewelry studio, everybody. This is Sharrey Dore, one of our wonderful artists who works and teaches here at Pratt. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I started working or teaching at Pratt in 2007.
Wow.
And I'm also a studio jeweler. And I do art shows.
Wow, you are
in
busy.
The summer. I am busy. I am, and you know, I've just had a grand time doing it.
That's amazing. And what classes do you teach here at Pratt?
Well, I teach beginning and intermediate jewelry.
Oh, how fun.
Delicate. Yeah, it
I know,
is.
I need to sign up for one of your classes.
Thank you. I hope you do.
So what are you making today? Tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. I'm going to make a ring. This is the gauge, 18 gauge metal sterling silver that I'm using. And it's, instead of having a stone, we're going to do this is just a mock-up, a domed ornament on top of the ring.
Ooh, how
Yeah,
fun.
with a pattern.
Can't wait to try it on.
Okay. What size?
No, 6.5 to 7, just in case you're wondering.
All right.
Awesome.
So right now I've already cut the strip, and I'm going to form it using pliers and a swage block.
What's a swage block?
Swage block, such as that.
Oh, cool. So you hammer that in?
I'm going to use a dowel, and once I've gotten the ends, well, I'll show you.
Okay.
I'm going to get the ends to curl around first.
Is that metal pretty hard?
It's harder than it should be. And I'm going to have to go over and anneal it. I was pounding on it a little bit. But the bottom line is what I'm doing is I'm trying to make the ends curl in a round position. Typically when we were first taught how to make rings, we would make them in an oval.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. And if you go ahead and leave a little extra metal on the end, it gives you something to work with to really get that nice rounded corner.
And all rings start as a flat wire like that?
Yes.
Oh, I had no idea.
Well, unless you unless you want a round band with a round wire.
Oh.
Yeah. You can also make, you can cut it from sheet if you wish. This happens to be some round wire that I had and I decided to use. So while I get this going, and it really does need to be annealed a little bit more so that it gets a nice rounded look. And you notice I keep turning the work as I'm going.
You must be pretty strong to bend metal like that.
I am strong, but you know
Awesome.
what? You don't need to work that hard, so I'm going to go
Really?
and anneal it right now.
Okay, let's go over to the torch area where she's going to anneal because she lights the torch and she's going to soften the metal, I think.
Exactly. Okay, we're going to heat the metal up and anneal it, which basically is making it soft.
Oh, wow.
Because when I bent the metal, it does what they call work hardens, and it makes it stiff and hard to manipulate. So when you heat the metal, it changes the molecules or the structure of the silver or any other metal that you're working with, and it makes it more pliable. And I always say that if you can move the metal with your hands like butter, it's annealed. If it works against you, it's not annealed. You're going to see the metal actually change in color. And notice I'm keeping my flame not close, but so that it gets a nice bushy even flame, and it heats the metal uniformly.
So
Because if you cut, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I was just noticing how red it was getting.
Yeah.
So you're not melting it, you're
No.
just heating it up so it's soft.
we're
How
just-
do you know when it's like ready?
When it's, well, 2 ways. The color should change to a cherry red, and when I let it cool, and if I can't bend it with my hands, then it's not ready.
So you have to anneal it again.
Yes.
Wow.
Or until it does so. So right now what you're seeing, the surface changes. I put some flux on the metal.
What does
just to
that do?
That just protects it from being oxidized and or what they call fire scale. The copper comes to the top of the surface and changes color. And it also lets you know when the flux is finally nice and glassy. That's also an indication that you're getting very close to that annealed portion.
Wow.
You can see
It's very red.
that it was red, and you can actually see it relax. So it's actually relaxed to the point where all I have to do is take a pair of tweezers, and I should be able to push it right back down nice and flat.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So
Oh, you're quenching it now.
now I'm quenching it. I'm going to wait. If you try to pull this piece of metal off of a charcoal block too soon and it sticks because of the flux, it takes away some of that charcoal, and then it makes your charcoal block not as uniform. And then you have to clean it off your your
Oh, it cools
metal.
off instantly.
Pretty much.
Oh, cool. So
Pretty
now
much.
you can just take it back to the bench and work on it. So that's a pretty short.
We gotta do one other thing to get it nice and clean.
Oh, because it's dirty.
It's dirty, and I have flux on there. So I'm going to put it in the pickle, and the pickle is an acid, and it's going to remove the flux, and some of that charcoal will come off, and then we'll wash it. Okay.
Oh, so you have to have clean metal to make the ring. Oh, I get it. So many steps. I'm learning so much.
It is, and that's the key. Clean metal, and clean dry metal.
Okay, great. Thanks, Miss Sharrey. This looks like a great time to take a pause. And now back to you, Ian.
Thank you, Hillary. We're so grateful, and I'm so glad we got all we got it all worked out. Hillary, if you don't mind, I think next we might want to see what's happening in the print studio. So if you're able to head over that way, we'd be super grateful. Also, I just wanted to point out that some amazing things are happening right here behind me. Che, yeah, you, can you, wow. So I'm noticing that like the detail is suddenly really coming forward. Can you talk about what happens there?
Yeah, sure. So once the foundation is put in, then I step back, I can squint at it, and I start putting in these little flowers, and it's about contrast. So it doesn't really matter that it's a right color, it's about contrast. So I'm using warm and cools to play with the temperature, and also the fact that her face is going to be coming forward here. I'm going to leave her face more into a negative, so more white, and let the flowers explode like fireworks in the background. And what your eye's seeing is just contrast. It has nothing to do with anything more, but just knowing how our eye sees things.
Wow. So can I just point out that I think sometimes people think art is sort of just like all about feeling something, but there's a lot of technical. What you're describing is highly technical.
Well, I do it. I've been doing this for so long that's in the background, right? Well, now once you it's like a grid. I see what needs to happen, and then at this point, I'm painting from here. I'm not trying to paint from here because this is what confuses me. I paint here. I don't have that much going on anyways, but here, this thing keeps pumping. So to me, I paint from here, and then hopefully, as I step back, I kind of work some more. I step back, work some more as I'm listening to you guys, rocking out. It's great. So.
Well, thank you. Wow, it's looking incredible.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay, we'll let you continue.
All night, man. So you
awesome.
Check it whenever you want.
Just follow your heart on that one for sure. Whatever, because it's working. That is for sure. And people, by the way, really, really agree in the chat. People are giving you a lot of love. There's like watercolor flowers that say Che. I don't even know how you do that in a chat, but it's cool. Steve.
Yes.
It's time to go back to our thermometer.
Let's do it.
Because we are almost at $40,000 raised in our virtual telethon.
That's exciting.
And I have some really incredible news that I get to share with you, which is, we have a group of long-term dedicated supporters who have been so generous to Pratt over the years. And two of them who have been some of our just most amazing supporters over the years, they are Richard and Barbara Wortley, and they have said that they would contribute $7,500 to our virtual telethon, and we want to just thank you, Richard and Barbara Wortley.
Wait, just one sec. I spoke to Richard and Barbara earlier today, and they let me know that they would like to double their gift and increase it to $15,000. Isn't that amazing?
Studio, can we hear it for the Wortleys? Yes, amazing.
It's so cool, and you know what, Ian? I think that this is probably a good model for people that are thinking about making a donation.
Oh yeah.
Decide the amount that you're prepared to give tonight, and then double it. That's how people should do it. That's the correct way to participate this evening. So thank you so much, Richard and Barbara. Let's get a color from the chat.
Yeah, is there anybody who wants to pick a color? Because Steve, filling in Pratt, needs a color. And it's got to be like some double amazing color. Is there anybody who wants to give us a color? And double down, yes. Drama Pants, I don't know who you are, but you are right. And Illuminata says, way to go.
Purple.
Purple. Molly says purple. We're going to take it, Molly. We're so
What are we
grateful.
at, 52?
All right. Yes, purple and green. Maybe there's the double down. So thank you to the Wortleys. We are so, so grateful. As Steve is filling in your incredible gift, is anything else I should know? I'm going to talk to them about the live auction for just a minute.
Awesome.
Okay, you do that, Steve. Thank you. And so our live auction is ongoing, and people are making incredible bids. And I want to say that the next item that we get to talk to you about is item number 2 from Kim Van Someren. And you can see that that it is this incredible, incredible piece. It wasn't made here at Pratt. This double riser was made at the UW print shop, but we do have a video of its creation that we want to show you. So check out Kim Van Someren's double riser.
Artists from all different walks of life made prints. Painters have explored printmaking, sculptors have explored printmaking, and it's one of those things that once you touch what it is that you're working with, once you smell what it is that you're working with, once you see how vivid the ink colors are, you're drawn in. Each of the pieces that I make, including the piece for the Pratt auction, is a one of a kind. And in that, it means that I'm creating my own paper, and in this case, from paper. My mother is a quilter and my father is a woodworker, so it's inherent in it. The proximity of putting things together is sort of ingrained in me already. When I walk into a place like Pratt, I smell the smells of ink. I smell the smells of the good smells of what people are making. We need art to survive. We need to be able to explore our own creativity, to be able to exercise our emotions, whether they're sad or happy. That's what Pratt provides, is that foundation, that space for those things to come together.
Thank you, Kim. We're so grateful for your donation. And the bidding is happening. I'm just reminding you, I believe that Molly is currently the top bidder on package number 2, but anybody, the bidding is open. So please check out the live auction. You have our live auction is going to go on for another, you've got some time, but make sure you're checking and get your bids in. And while you're doing that, we definitely need to see where Hillary has arrived. And I believe she has gone across the street. So Hillary, is it true that you have made it across the street? Is that?
Wow, hey Ian, I am in the print studio and I'm with Romson Bustillo, extraordinary artist. He's amazing, I love him. Hi Romson.
Hi Hillary.
I love you so much. Thank you for being here.
The feeling is mutual.
So for those of you who don't know Romson, tell us a little bit about yourself and how long you've been teaching at Pratt.
Oh my goodness. So my name is Romson Bustillo. I'm a printmaker, mixed media artist, interdisciplinary. I actually learned to print at Pratt.
Wow.
I'm going to say 25 years ago.
Okay.
Probably longer than that.
But you're so young looking. How is that possible?
Coconut cream.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
All
so
right.
anyways, that's amazing. And so you teach classes here at Pratt too?
I do.
Nice.
My primary focus in recent times is chronographing.
What is that?
So it is what we'll demonstrate today. Essentially, the short of it is printing from a built surface.
Wow.
So where in etching, you would pull the ink up. Here you would do something similar, but it'd be slightly raised in my case. It's just a little bit raised, and those nooks and crannies and crevices are what we are working to manipulate.
That sounds so amazing, and I cannot wait to see what you come up with. I'm such a huge fan of your work. So without further ado, please tell us what you're making today.
All right, so I am preparing my inks. I have some oil-based inks here, and then Satswell is a modifier. And I'm just getting it to a consistency that I feel comfortable with.
Is this special printmaking ink?
It is. It's oil-based ink. I prefer to use intaglio inks for my collagraphs, but you can use a whole range of oil-based inks.
And is this plate? Is this your plate that you're working with right here?
Yes. So this is one of the plates. We'll be working on a number of them today. It is made from cardboard. I like to use recycled materials, so this is one of the cardboards that were, used for packaging, I believe. And then we have a little bit of carborundum, which is grit, and we have shellac.
Oh, so
Lord have mercy.
So you've already treated this plate with the type of texture you want, and that's what you're going to print?
Correct. So this takes about a day or two to make. So we have to wait for it to dry. And in my case, we wait for it to dry, then we add more shellac and more carborundum. Occasionally we put other kinds of material also, which you will see in some of the other plates over here. We use tape, textured fabrics, cardboard, all kinds of things to bring the ink forward.
Cool. And so your process is to ink the plate, and then you kind of layer it, you print it, and then you continue to layer on top of it.
Correct. So what we're going to do, what we're doing right now is actually getting that started.
Oh my God, that's so satisfying. If there was anything of a satisfying video, it's this. Like, I just love watching a good squeegee on plate. That's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm just squeegeeing a bit of ink, and it'll take a little while. The idea is to make sure we get into every nook and cranny, and after this I'll take a piece of tarlatan and move it around further, but this is the first step.
That is so cool.
And we'll do this multiple times.
Okay, well, I'm here for that, right? When I can be. But I know we have a whole program, so I'm gonna let you ink up and do your thing, and I'm gonna come back and check on you in a little bit. Is that cool?
Yes.
I can't wait. I love you so much.
Thank you, Romson, and thank you, Hillary. And Hillary, if we just heard that that there's some really cool stuff happening in the wood turning shop. So if you wouldn't mind taking your crew over there, we'll come check in on you in just a moment. We're so grateful for you being all over Pratt. And also, as you were hanging out with Romson, we have had so many more amazing gifts have come in. I want to say Roger McPherson just contributed $2,500. Thank you so much to the McPhersons. We are so grateful. And also, I know, right? Also, Dr. Eric Bennett contributed $1,000. Thank you so much. Dr. Bennett, we are so, so grateful. And also, it says Leslie, but I'm also going to include Michael because I'm guessing maybe it was them together. Michael and Leslie Bernstein gave us $1,000. Thank you. Thank you to the Bernsteins. We're so, so grateful. We couldn't do it without you. And your being here with us in this virtual telethon really means the world to us. I want to tell you about we need color. We need you to draw, please, Steve.
We have another big gift to mention right now.
There's another big gift that we get to mention. As I've said, so many amazing longtime supporters and another couple of dynamic supporters who are so generous. Chap and Eve Alvord are sending us $25,000 to the Alvards. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's hear it for the Alvards.
Amazing.
Yes, you rock. Thank you to Chap and Eve. And thank you to Nancy and Roger. And thank you to Leslie and Michael. And thank you to Dr. Eric Bennett and everybody who's making contributions. We are so, so grateful. If anybody, one of those people or somebody wants to pick a color that Steve could use, because Uncle Carl Lagerfeld says, work those white overalls, Steve, and it is time to work them. Oh, there he goes. I'm just saying. Does anybody have a color that Steve could work in? Wow, that is so amazing. I want to know who Drama Pants is. Could somebody, Drama Pants, okay, green. Thank you, Drama Pants. Yes. Green. We're doing green. All right, for this amazing gift.
Wow.
Thank you, Alvards. We're so, so grateful. And as Steve works it in the white overalls with green, we want to talk about our next live auction item, which is from one of the instructors here at Pratt. He is actually a wood carving instructor. Ed Archie NoiseCat is one of our amazing instructors, but he actually created a glass piece that he donated. And I just want to point out how that is such the epitome of what happens at Pratt. You have all of these different artists who are able to work in different media and then come together and learn new things. So please check out this video that was filmed right here at Pratt, Ed Archie NoiseCat's Sea to Sky Spindle Whirl. Check this out.
This piece is called the Sea to Sky Spindle Whirl. I wanted to do a spindle whirl because we're on Salish territory here. This is Duwamish and Suquamish territory. The Salish women were the weavers of mountain goat's wool and a special dog's wool. With a spindle, you could spin the yarn into these blankets, and the blankets became hugely valuable to the Salish people. And if you look at the piece, you can see the grain of the wood and the carving marks. The essence of the original carving will translate through to the glass. Pratt is a great place. As I'm teaching here, I get students from teenagers to people that are my age, and all of those techniques that I developed along the way are things that I'm happy to share with the students that come here. So Pratt is important for carrying the art on to newer generations or even older generations.
Thank you so much, Ed NoiseCat, and I'll just tell you that his piece is available. The top bid is at $2,000. You could make a bid. You want to do it quickly because our live auction is going to come to an end. And Hillary, I believe, has made it over to the wood shop. So Hillary, please tell us what's happening and where you are.
Wow. Hey Ian, I made it to the wood shop. I'm super excited to be here. Look at all this amazing bowls and spoons. I'm here with artist Tom Henscheid, and he is a teaching artist here at Pratt. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Tell me a little bit about yourself. This is so exciting. As you know, I'm a big fan of all the stuff that you've made. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been a professional craftsman for about 45 years.
Wow.
After graduating from college, I was a printmaking major in college, so of course I do woodworking. I've been teaching at Pratt for about 8 years since we opened the woodworking department, but I've also taught in metals as well.
So what classes do you teach here at Pratt?
I primarily teach wood turning, and I also teach spoon carving and spoon carving tool making.
Yummy.
Yummy, yeah.
Cool. Well, tell us what you're making here. This looks so interesting.
Yeah, this is a piece of big leaf maple that is lightly spalted. Spalting is a process that starts the mildew and then it dies back. It's not toxic. And it's a live edge piece, which means I can see the irregular outside of this big leaf maple. And I will be turning a live edge bowl that is similar to one of these. You can sort of see the profile of one of my half-price bowls here.
That's so funny.
Yeah. And I'm just now starting the roughing process.
Ooh.
And that I take it from a very irregular block that is just very roughly bandsawed out. And I first discover what kind of wood that I have in there and establish a basic shape.
Wow, well, let's see it.
Okay,
I want to
great.
see some action.
Yeah, so what I am doing now is I am sort of knocking off these high points. And if I were to try and lay the tool on these high points, it would be like riding a very rough bucking bronco. But by sort of diving below the surface, the wood becomes much smoother. It's sort of like if you were swimming in the ocean. If you're swimming up on the surface of the ocean, there's all the choppy waves. Dive down below the water and it becomes really smooth.
That's a beautiful metaphor. You should be a poet too.
Yeah. So
that's amazing.
That's what I'm working on right here. So I'm going to make a pass on the smoother portion right here, and then I'll move this tool rest over so that I can finish knocking off the high points of this really rough section.
that's
And if I stand in this position, all of the shavings sort of pile up on me.
They just shoot at you. And
They
you're
shoot
okay with
right
that?
at me,
Okay.
which is perfectly fine. It's kind of fun to take a shower, you know, because the wood's wet. But if I stand off to the side right here, I can sort of steer the shavings away from me.
Wow, that's happening so fast, so efficient. And what kind of tool are you using right now?
This is called a bowl gouge. It's a piece of high-speed steel that is in a sort of a parabolic curve, and it's been sharpened with a sort of a fingernail nose on it. And I don't really have to work too hard. I just sort of set the tool on the wood and let the lathe, you know, do the cutting.
Wow.
So I'll move this up toward the top and then cut off the rest of that rough portion.
Make it look so easy.
Stand over here. And this is where it gets just a little bit noisier because I'm knocking off some of those rough edges, and I'm just going to dive below the rough section.
That is so cool. You make it look so easy too, but I'm sure there's 40 years or 45 years of practice make it look anything look easy, I guess.
Yeah, well, you would be surprised how quickly you'll learn the process. Most people approach it, you know, with a great deal of fear, and so they try and control the wood. They try and force the wood to do something. I find it a lot easier if you're just collaborating with the wood. Calm yourself down. The calmer, the more relaxed you are, the easier the cuts
I think
become.
that applies to a lot of things
Yeah,
in
it does.
life, right?
And that's why I like turning it sort of like one continuous metaphor.
Right. That's amazing. Well, we're going to let you continue
Okay.
to turn the wood, and then we'll get back to you in a little bit and check to see your progress, all
Okay,
right?
perfect, yeah.
All right,
It's
well,
good to
back
see
to
you.
you, Ian.
Thank you, Hillary. We're so appreciative. Wow, and thank you, Tom. It's so amazing to see that happening. And I'll just say, people really were enjoying that in the chat as well. I want to tell you about the next live auction item, but before we tell you about the auction item, I really want to take a moment to mention the artist. Etsuko Ichikawa is a longtime friend of Pratt, and particularly this year, she has been such a huge friend. And Steve, I wonder if you could just tell us a little bit about that before we show her really cool piece.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Etsuko. I know you're watching. We're so grateful to have you viewing tonight, and we're so grateful for all the many hours that you put in volunteering.
At the different stage of
back in April, of course, that couldn't happen, and now we've evolved into what you're seeing here tonight. But you were generous enough to donate a piece that we have up for auction. I'm so excited to see how it goes tonight and who is the lucky winner. We just want to thank you and honor the time and service that you put in, and we are just in awe of you. So thank you so much. And those of you who feel the same way, feel free to show her some love in the chat right now. And now we're going to see a video that her and I actually shot together a few months back before COVID-19.
At the different stage of my art career, Pratt Scholarship has been always helping me. The first one especially was very memorable because that was the first ever scholarship I received in my whole life.
Wow.
That was huge. And the second and third scholarships came in the time that I really needed the funding support. That gave me access to classes as well as studio use, also get to know communities. So all sorts of different layers of things that I was able to receive through scholarships. Pratt has this wonderful diversity and has a community and welcoming everybody and classes for everybody, all levels, as well as ages, ethnicities. This is my personal story, but coming here from Japan 20-some years ago as an immigrant, as a woman, and I see this as a real solid community. So I really want everybody to support Pratt.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
You should listen to her.
Thank you, Etsuko, for all of your help. And I just want to point out that bidding is happening on your piece for sure. Aaron Devovic got in early, but then Bob Edson Swain jumped on, and then now Samantha Kohlmeyer is the top bidder. I just want you to know the bidding is happening in real life, and if you want to make a bid, the live auction is going to close in just a few short minutes. So find the Greater Giving, on your phone and make a bid. You could have one of these incredible pieces of art come home with you. I also have some really awesome news. While we were watching that, we had an amazing phone call because this is a virtual telethon and some people are actually using their phones. Like, again, I'll just point out, Zach Morris is donating his phone for a prop this evening. Alita and Chris Latham called us moments ago, and they would like to contribute $10,000.
Wow.
Can we hear it for the Lathams? Thank you to Alita and Chris. We are so grateful. And is there anyone who wants to pick? Hey, Etsuko, this would be a perfect moment. Would you be willing to pick a color that Steve could use to draw? I see, Etsuko, that you are in the chat right now. And if there was a color that maybe, as our former almost auction chair, and we are so grateful for all your work, if you're able to, or if somebody else wants to pick a color right now, that would be fine too. We just want Steve. Orange! Etsuko says orange. You got it, Etsuko. You got it. Orange. Here we go. While you are painting,
yes.
I'm going to talk to somebody else who is painting in the room. Okay. There's like dual paintings happening.
This is not really painting what I'm doing.
No, it's true.
Just to be clear.
Yeah.
This is coloring. What Che is doing is painting.
I'm going to agree with that. Okay. Che. Hey, can we, because you're kind of like there all the time, but then like, wow, where are you at? What's happening?
Well, I'm jamming out, man. I'm listening to all the great bidders out there, and thank you everybody out there for doing your part. And I'm here I'm using the energy. And I'm trying to really get things kind of going. I'm working around the painting so I don't get caught up just with one little spot. So again, you want to work around your painting. So right now I'm just enjoying the process and trying not to get too technical and more drawing and painting from my heart.
So would it be fair to say that because you are 10 feet and within this virtual space and you're kind of feeling this entire virtual gala, of which we have like 300 or 400 people watching right now,
right,
that what you are creating is sort of like the embodiment of this vibe that we're all living in.
Right. No, I'm the energy that is coming into this room, and from all of the text I'm hearing, from your energy, from the room, I'm using that to paint something. I'm using that to paint from my heart. And again, it's just I'm feeling it through whatever that is, whatever this is. I'm feeling it.
Well, thank you for doing that. It's looking incredible. We'll keep checking in. And I just want to say also, with all of you in the chat and all of your amazing, we are feeling your energy as well. So thank you for all being here and being part of this incredible event. It really is fun. Many of you have been sharing with us where you are right now and the people you're with. And we wanted to see all of you. So here are many of us who are gathered here right now. Check out some of the many people that are joining us right now. We're so grateful. And that's Kim's selfie. She's sending selfies from other parts of the building. Thank you all so much. It's so amazing to see so many of our amazing friends and longtime, the people who we would all be together in the same room. But honestly, it feels so great to be with you all together in this virtual space. So thank you for coming. And also, we know that there are those of you who have just arrived here more recently and maybe didn't arrive early on in our virtual telethon. So we just really want to quickly mention that this is a 2-device event. So you're watching on one device, but we're bidding on a smaller device, and you can see we've got examples of how to do that. Use technology. Maybe yours is a little bit more up to date than those, but whatever you've got. And also, we really have to mention our incredible sponsors, because without our sponsors, we just simply could not be here. So we want to hear it. If you can give a shout out in the chat to the Chlorfine Foundation, Alaska Airlines, Art Tech, Perkins Coie, if we could hear it in this room, for Madre's Kitchen, and Robert Edson Swain, Columbia Bank, and Glass Eye Studio. Give it up for all of our amazing sponsors. Central Welding Supply, we are so grateful. Alaska Airlines. These companies and organizations make it possible for Pratt to continue to be this amazing gathering space in our community, and we are so, so grateful. Thank you, sponsors. We also heard from that gift earlier, Steve, the Lathams actually picked a color that they were hoping, and it was...
What was it? Aqua?
Aqua and gold, right?
Black.
Black. Aqua and black.
Aqua and black.
Lathams, the message has been received, and Steve is going to use some aqua and black.
I'll work it in.
On your behalf, so thank you so much.
No problem.
While you are doing that, actually, before you do that, I want to tell you about another kind of amazing gift. So we are currently almost at $95,000 raised in this virtual telethon, and we are so grateful to so many of you for your incredible support. But we have another longtime supporter who is sending us just truly incredible generosity, a mind-blowing gift. Cynthia Hibbard is sending us $50,000 to our virtual telethon. Would you give it up? Cynthia, we are so grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One more time for Cynthia Hibbard. We are so grateful. Cynthia, and I just want to say, Cynthia, we know you have been like hanging out with us. You've been in the chat. And if you want to pick a color, you for sure, you could pick like 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 colors. For that, if you're going to be super generous, okay, 1 or 2. Okay, so if anybody, Cynthia says no problem. Oh, Cynthia, we're so grateful. And if you want to pick a color, do that. Red. She says red. You got it, Cynthia. We're going to have Steve do that. But actually, Hillary is coming back to visit us. So Hillary, would you, are you there? Yes, okay.
Just made it, so many steps.
Well, and I know there's like the whole social distancing.
Yes.
But that's your spot.
I'm exhausted, but I'm here. I'm here for you. What's up?
Thank you. Going with you around to see what's happening is...
It's amazing. It's amazing. I just love it. And artists are amazing. I just love being around this energy. I can hear you from across the street. You're just shouting for the rooftops. I was clapping for all the donations. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for donating to this magical place.
Oh my God. Well, it's, yes.
Yes.
I'm actually curious, would you be, I know you're already doing a ton for us, but would you be willing to play a game?
Always. What is it?
Pictionary.
What do I win?
You're going to win the undying affection of all of our gathered guests.
You know how much I love attention?
Yeah.
Compliments. I want compliments, people.
Okay, so
like real ones.
So this was kind of an idea that came up.
Oh my God,
and we're hoping that it works. So here's the idea. We're going to play Pictionary with Steve and Hillary, and I'm hoping that you in the chat are going to pick what the Pictionary challenge is.
Okay.
But Hillary, you have to
eyes.
close your eyes and cover your ears because you're not allowed to see. Okay, so is there anybody who is in the chat who could pick something that Steve is going to draw and Hillary has to guess what it is? So her eyes, okay, stay there. Okay, is there anybody? Tell us, it could
away.
be, okay, eyes and ears. Does anybody have an idea? Okay, yes, and we're wanting ideas from the chat. Oh, that's a good one. Yes. No? That's great. Okay, Kim, we're going to do Kim Van Someren's. Now, so that's the one we're doing. Everybody can see it. It's in the chat. It's a unicorn. Okay, now, Hillary. Hillary.
What? Oh,
Hillary. Okay, hi.
asleep. Oh my God.
Okay, here's the
here.
deal.
Okay.
I'm going to use my phone, and I'm going to put 1 minute on the timer.
All right.
And you have to guess in 1 minute what Steve is drawing. Are you ready?
We got
And
this. You
go.
got this. You got this.
Here
Go.
it is. 1 minute.
Cheese, angel, taco, dinosaur, bridge,
No.
Manhattan,
No.
Long Island.
No. But you're, let me see. Oh.
Is it, okay, there's hair. Is that a face? Is it a face?
Wow, Steve is
Ooh,
good.
Unicorn.
Whoa!
Oh my God.
Stop.
You need to start with that.
You
See?
did it in 20 seconds flat.
Bam.
Exactly 20 seconds. Amazing. Like 0, 0, 0, 0.
We should do Pratt Pictionary literally all the time. That was so fun.
Do you think that there could be like a virtual Pratt Pictionary? I
Yes,
mean,
I would sign up.
I mean, that
I
might
would
be a
sign
thing.
up.
Okay, see,
Good job, Steve.
Steve, that's called, that is
That
not.
was amazing.
That's,
That was amazing.
That's actual
Oh,
real,
yeah.
I love that.
Thanks, Kim. You know me. Thank you.
That was so well done. You guys rock. Okay, I have to go back to my notes.
Yeah,
to
well, I
see.
gotta go check on those studios, so I'll see you later.
Okay, where are you gonna go? Somewhere.
I don't know. I'm just gonna walk around until you tell me where to go.
Okay, yeah, take a left. I think jewelry.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
see what's
okay,
happening
okay.
over there. Okay, thanks. Steve, you're an artist. You're not just. You're not just an administrator.
I try. I try.
That was actually really impressive.
Thank you.
But honestly, your administration capabilities have also been super impressive because, let's face it, this has been a challenging time. And I wonder if you could just tell us a little bit about kind of how you've been addressing these challenging times as the executive director of Pratt. And yeah, we'd really love to know.
Yeah, well, you know it's been hard. We've been closed for over 4 months now. It's hard to believe. And we don't know yet when we'll be able to reopen. But I think more importantly, it just feels like the distance between people is not just literally, but also figuratively greater than ever. Yeah. And we know that it's going to be the arts that have the power to bring our community back together again as economic drivers, as social drivers, as mental health drivers. Yes. And who better to draw inspiration from than our community of artists who are naturally resilient. It's just in their very nature. So that's why we launched the Creative Resilience Campaign. And it's not about emergency. It's not about a bailout. It's not about survival. It's about being there, strong, when the time comes for a community-wide recovery. There are so many people that we need to be there for. The artists who depend on these studios to sustain their careers. The thousands of students who rely on Pratt for a creative outlet and for arts education. So the donations tonight really are not about emergency. They're about making sure that Pratt is ready and strong and responsive and there for our community when the time comes to come back together. But don't get it twisted, Ian. We've been busy. We've been really busy during this time, just trying to be responsive, trying to pivot to constantly changing circumstances, as everyone is doing during this challenging time. And even this event tonight is an example of that, of how we've pivoted quickly to do something unique and something we've never done before. And now we're taking care of our youngest constituents. Summer, this campus normally would be filled with hundreds of students right now, young people in our youth and teen programs. So we hustled up as fast as we could and converted as many of those classes as we could to online delivery, and those kids are taking classes right now. And I'm excited to tell you that next week, we will start to be talking about the first round of adult classes that are going to be offered online in wood, in glass even, in drawing,
Online glass.
in mixed media. We're figuring out how to do it, and we're getting ready to launch our first round of adult classes. So keep an eye out for that.
Wait, they're happening next week?
No, we'll announce them next week.
Oh, so I could sign up next week.
Next week they'll be open. You can sign up for them.
At what date and time? Because I have a feeling that they're going to fill up very quickly.
Yes, they are. So I think you're going to have to stay tuned for that exact information. And the way to do that is to like us on Facebook or follow our Instagram or sign up for our newsletter or just check our website, which we're updating all the time. So stay tuned. Adult classes are coming, and you're going to want to sign up as soon as they do.
That's awesome. I mean, honestly, an art class, a virtual art class sounds like maybe one of the best things I can imagine right now. Because other than being here at Pratt and in this very careful, socially distant way that we've been today, setting up and getting ready, I mostly haven't left my house. And I think that's probably true for a lot of people.
Exactly.
So the fact that you're able to like bring art and art classes right into my house, like, okay, so watch all the virtual media things and then you'll find out when you can sign up. And I have to tell you, while you were telling us about that, and by the way, thank you for being so creative and for pivoting and doing all the hard work, because I know it's a lot harder to do the new and the different, and especially during this time. So I just want to say, for the entire Pratt team, could we give a huge shout out to the staff of Pratt, to Steve and the entire staff. We are so, so grateful for all that you've been doing. And if you want to give them a shout out in the chat, I mean, it is not easy right now. And Steve, Cheryl Berenson just sent us $1,250.
Wow.
Thank you to Cheryl L. Berenson. We are
amazing.
so, so grateful for your amazing generosity. Yes, yes. And if you would like, and people, by the way, are giving us mad love. This is all for the Pratt team right here. You've got like hearts and on fires and blowing confetti cones, and great job from Rocio, and thumbs up with a purple heart from Heather Olson. And thank you, Cheryl. I mean, we just thank you all for being here and supporting the Pratt team. And we're so, so grateful. And I have another incredible gift that I get to mention from another longtime double supporting duo of Pratt. Susan and Lonnie Edelheit are contributing $15,000 to our virtual gala. Can we hear it for the Edelheits? Susan and Lonnie, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I just want to say that Whitney Birdsell says Pete Galatro is with a heart, which probably means love. And somebody says Uncle Steve is really awesome. And Etsuko's got rainbows for you, and people are just shouting it out. And thank you, Robin. We're so grateful. And just a lot of really wonderful people. Thank you all so much. And thank you to the Edelheits. We're so, so grateful. And it is now, I want to go back to our live auction, because we are actually coming to the close of our live auction. It is going to be soon. But before we finish our live auction items, which, by the way, amazing bidding is happening in the live auction. And if you want something, now would be a really good time to go and make a bid. But just to entice you even more, we are going to show you some of the live auction items live, because we actually have most of them here in the room. So the first item is, of course, Alaska Airlines tickets. And I cannot show you an airplane right at the moment, even though this is a very big hot shop, but make sure you bid on those. And then the next item that we want to show you is the piece from Kim Van Someren, Double Riser. And I'll tell you, I mean, the pictures are really great, but as always, they never do it justice. Can you show us, Steve, this amazing piece? And oh my gosh, can you, you're up close. What do you, it's really amazing.
It's gorgeous. I mean, the line work here is absolutely stunning. The layering is incredible. You've got pink tones, you've got a slight subtle brown tone, and of course the black, which you can probably see on your screen. It's really beautiful, kind of a floating architectural piece, which I personally love.
Yeah, and I know I mentioned to you earlier, I see like that architectural and also sort of like, you know, almost like geographical, like a canyon, or like in that kind of geography. It's really incredible. So thank you, Kim, for this amazing donation. Now's your chance to make a bid. And while you are making your final bids, because the auction is going to be closing soon, I believe Hillary, I'm sure, has been now hanging out with Miss Sharrey for a while. What's happening, Hillary? Can you tell us about what's going on in the jewelry studio.
All right. Hey, Ian. We're back in the jewelry studio. Going to check in on this awesome ring that Miss Sharrey's making. Hey, Miss Sharrey, what are you doing?
I'm trying to get this shank onto the back plate.
Oh, so you're soldering even more.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It looks really cool and very intense.
It is
Moment
that.
of truth, people. Look at this skill set. It's amazing.
Not until it's done.
So right now you have the domed piece that you made earlier.
Right.
And you're attaching it to the ring shank, correct?
Right. So I'm trying
Awesome.
to get that solder to flow on the underside of that shank. There we go.
Ooh.
There we go.
We need one of those microscopic up-close cameras to see all the wonderful detail that's happening. I know you guys can't see it from home, but let me tell you, it's pretty cool.
Well, we'll see how this turned out.
Okay, what are our next steps? Are you gonna let it cool
We're
down?
gonna let it cool. Hopefully it's soldered down.
Okay.
And then, yeah, just let it cool because we've got that, there's a lot of air inside of that dome, the back plate. So I want that air to escape. And typically when I put a dome on, it has to have something to, it has to have a hole in the back so that the air will come out and it won't blow up.
Explode, yeah.
So now that this is done and then hopefully it's on, then I'm gonna put it in some pickle. But once it's all the flux and everything is on, then I'm going to put it in a solution of baking soda and water.
Ooh.
So that is gonna neutralize the pickle that will enter that escape hole.
Ooh.
So that takes some time, and because if you were to not neutralize it and you had it on your finger, that would be acid.
Oh, that's dangerous. Well, thank you for doing that, because that sounds safe. Well, that sounds amazing, and I can't wait to see the finished product. Yay, so
Let's
we'll
pray.
get back to you soon. And now, back to you, Ian.
Thank you, Hillary. We're okay, and I know you're gonna keep wandering around, so we'll check back in with you in a minute. While you are doing that, I just want to talk really quickly again about a couple more of our live auction items. The next one that we want to show you up close and personal is item number 3, the Sea to Sky Spindle Whorl by Ed Archie NoiseCat. This one is just so incredible, and you can see it right over here. Steve, can you?
I have it here. I can show you. I can move it around.
Yeah. Tell us anything about that one.
It's beautiful. Well, you saw from the video, it is cast from a traditional Coast Salish spindle wheel, which was used in weaving techniques. It's absolutely stunning. Close up, you can actually see the fine detail of the woodwork that's actually come through in the cast glass. It's incredibly delicate and incredibly beautiful. And hopefully you can see it. Oh, it's catching the light really nicely.
Yeah. It kind of matches your shirt, Steve. It's great. It's cool.
Well, someone should buy it for me.
Yeah,
then.
somebody, if you want, you can buy it for Steve or for yourself. That's fine. Okay, so make a bid because our live auction is going to be closing very soon. While you are doing that, I am certain you are interested in what's happening behind me because I'm interested in what's happening behind me. Che.
Hey.
Whoa. It's like, wow.
It's coming together.
It's really coming in. Yes.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
So can you talk about, actually, I have a question.
Sure.
When did you start drawing and painting? Like, how old were you?
I was young. Let's just say that I used to stay during recess to draw and paint. So I was a big art nerd, but I was also a weird kid. I was, captain of the football team, president of the art club in high school. So I was an interesting kid. So
That's a polymath, right? That's like
whatever. Did you call me a name?
No, that's a good thing. That's like a person.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went to art school, man. Calm down.
Did you? Was it always watercolor, or like when you were young? Did you do? What was your? How did you come to watercolor? Did you always love watercolor?
My high school art teacher was a watercolorist. That's where she inspired me. Pam Olson, what's up, girl? She inspired me to stick with watercolor.
Amazing. And I just want to point out, and thank you, Che.
No, thank you.
Because That's a very interesting point that Che is making, that, you know, the teachers that you have can really be a big part of how an artist, even, you know, somebody as incredibly talented as Che is still remembering his high school art teacher. And that's a big part of what happens at Pratt as well. We have world-class artists who are teaching the next generation of artists, or even the current generation of artists. And it's that dynamism that is just, you know, it's really, really great. Oh, Alexis, I will ask that question of Che in just a minute. She wants to know about the inspiration, but I'll ask him in just a second. While he keeps working, I want to show you another live auction item that Steve has brought over, and this is Trace 8713 from Etsuko Ichikawa, and oh my goodness.
Isn't that stunning?
Yeah. I mean, the fact that she is able to literally paint with like fire glass is pretty incredible, but then that it becomes that.
This almost looks human.
It does. It almost looks, it looks to me like a dancer, to be honest.
I see that.
I hope you don't mind me seeing that.
Incredible movement.
Yeah, it's
in this piece.
So if anybody wants to buy this one and send it to my house, that would be fine. I will be okay with that. And you can make a bid. The bidding is going really well, and I'll just tell you, Aaron is currently the top bidder. Samantha, Bob, I mean, now would be a good time to make one more bid, because our live auction is going to close very, very shortly. While you are checking that out, can we? I'm going to see Hillary. Have you arrived at your next destination? Oh, cool. Maybe.
Wow. Hi. Hey, Tom. Hey, Ian, back in the wood shop, checking in on Tom. Tom, it looks so different than it did earlier.
Yes,
it's amazing.
It's kind of a vase shape. You know, it's been fun. What I've done now is, after turning the basic shape, I put a little foot on the bottom that's also called a tenon, and I've mounted it into this chuck. It's kind of like a drill chuck on a drill. Tighten it up really tight so that I now have full access to this open end, so that now that I'll
So you're going to hollow it out, kind of like what we have right here?
Like that, exactly.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
How are you going to do that?
Well, I use basically the same tools.
Okay.
They're gouges, these parabolic gouges, and I basically use two different ones. One of them has that little fingernail grind on it.
Wow.
And another one is ground off really blunt. It's called a bottom gouge, and it allows me to cut across the really steep bottom.
That is so cool. And all these tools here and all this equipment, is this all Pratt's?
These are my own personal tools, but students use them when I'm here.
Nice.
But we have the equivalent in our cabinet over here, and enough tools to keep 5 or 6 students, you know, fully equipped.
That's amazing. So there's like all kinds of equipment here at the wood shop that
there is.
students
It's an
can
amazing
use.
place. This is the only place, the only shop of its kind in the Seattle area that allows people to come in and use the facilities.
Wow.
You know, after class.
That's awesome. Pratt's such a special place.
It is.
Yeah, but I love hearing about the wood shop and all the different tools and stuff. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hold you up from your
Okay,
process.
great.
I know I interrupted, but thanks for talking. So let's see what you got. I just love watching you work.
Now this is that live edge piece that I was talking about, and you see the undulations and the little spiky top of this, and I'm going to start hollowing this out. But when I start to hollow it out, I will only be making cuts on part of the wood at a time. And so it sort of gives me an opportunity to set a path and then move the tool through this irregular edge, even though I'm not cutting the wood always. It's sort of a trust the force Luke thing.
Oh.
And it's a lot like other parts of life. You know, you just have to pick a path and just sort of move through the chaos. So
wow.
That's what I'm going to be doing here.
Well, I can't wait to see it.
Okay, turn this on. Now it's held by that chuck. Turn this up to a safe speed.
So faster?
Yeah, it's a little faster than when I was roughing out. The faster the speed, the finer the cut, but within limitations. I prefer a slower speed and just a steadier hand than fast speed and just
I'm learning
chaos.
so much right now. This is so cool.
Okay, so now all I'm going to do is I'm going to set the tool in here.
Ooh.
And I'll just sort of move through the center. And I think my tool rest is just a little bit high, so I'm going to drop it down in order to be safe. I'll shut the lathe off.
Uh-huh.
Because I want to lower this down and not hit those edges. And
Is
then,
that like a safety?
yes, this is a tool, allows me to rest the tool on this.
Ah, smart.
Okay, and so now I'm going to start cutting at this outside edge. And once I've made a little bit of a cut, I'll shut it off and show you that I'm only making a cut in a couple of spots.
Cool.
I'll shut this off so that you can see what's going on.
Wow. So for those who can't see
So
it from
right now
home-
I am only hitting this spot right here and this spot right here.
And so you're just creating a path
I'm
in order
just
to
creating
carve
a path.
in.
Exactly, and
Ah.
I just pick the path that I'm going to make the cut, and I disregard the fact that I'm not cutting everywhere, and I just move ahead on that pathway. So
That's incredible. Wow. You can really see making so much depth already in just a few seconds of working the wood.
exactly.
That's
And then
so
what I
cool.
know is that everything behind this tool rest is my safety zone.
Mhm.
The wood isn't hitting this tool rest, but as long as I keep my hand behind this tool rest,
Mhm.
I'm safe.
Safety first.
Safety first.
Wonderful. Well, I could watch this for hours, but I know we have a whole program amongst us. So
All right,
we're
great.
going to get back to you, Ian, and we're going to come check on you later on. Okay, Tom?
Okay,
All
I'll
right.
turn away.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, thanks, Hillary. Thank you, Tom. And so here in the hot shop, we're able, as you can tell, to read all the chat and be with you. That wasn't something, we couldn't take that around Pratt, but we will tell Tom. I mean, we're going to tell you, Tom, that people are really, really giving you love in the chat. So obviously, Tom is dearly beloved by many, and you can see he's also, of course, an incredible artist. As Hillary is making her way to continue checking, because we are trying to show you everything that keeps happening before the end of this event. We want you to be able to see how it all works out, hopefully. Right, fingers crossed. But we want to show you one more live auction item. And you got to see the video earlier, but here it is, really in real life, right next to Steve. This is the piece from Chuck Lopez. This is Not Simply Connected by Chuck Lopez, and wow. Do you want to
see it here? That's a good angle on it. Zoom in there. Yeah, this is incredible. I mean, we saw him making the Marini, that process of stretching, then chopping, then layering. And this is a elongated Marini, but you can still see the pattern coming through, kind of in long strokes across this. It's almost bone-like sculpture.
Yes.
And the way it sits there so effortlessly on that expertly made stand is absolutely incredible. And this stand does come with it, so it's a part of the sale.
Part of the presentation, yeah. I got to wander around this piece a little bit earlier, and yeah, it's really incredible. So now's your moment to make a bid, and I'm just going to tell you, I'm sorry, whoever's the top bidder, I am going to let people know. It's currently Ann Kilcup is the top bidder, but you can make a bid if you would like Not Simply Connected by Chuck Lopez. Definitely now would be a good time because our live auction is going to end in about 5 minutes. This is the chance to make your last bid. So make a bid, and we're going to go. Hillary has made her way over back to, where are you? printmaking. Hillary, tell us, with Romson, tell us what's happening.
Romson, what are you doing now?
So right now I'm printing what would technically be called the Ghost, which is the lighter version of the ink plate.
So it's another piece of paper. So you're making more than one print.
Correct. I generally work with at least 3 prints at once.
Oh, and is there a specific reasoning for that?
The ink becomes lighter and lighter, so it gives me another tone.
Okay, so that's cool. Use all the ink.
Yes.
Awesome.
Now I'll lift this up so you could see this.
Oh, yes. Oh, another satisfying video over here. It seems almost meditative as you're kind of rolling that through the press.
So you have this softer print.
Ooh, can you hold that up to the camera?
Yeah.
Voila! So tell me the next steps that you're gonna do.
So the next steps involves a completely different plate and a few more stencils. And then we will also use a relief block that I have today that was carved out some time back.
Cool, so just like multiple times you're gonna run these 2 or 3 pieces of paper through the press with different plates to create more and more layers.
Correct, that's absolutely
How exciting. So we will check in on you again to see the progress, and I'm gonna check in with Ian now, okay?
Thanks.
Awesome.
Bye.
All right, Ian, we're gonna check in with you.
All right, thank you, Hillary. So appreciate it. So our live auction is moments away from being over, but I want to show you first. I want to show you the one final piece that we haven't had a chance to show you yet, or well, we showed you, but we're going to show you again. This is Witness by Pohlman Knowles, and Steve has it, so you can look one more time because this is your chance to make one final bid. There's a, I mean, man, the bird. Oh, there you got it. Oh, look at that. You can see the bird in the eyeball.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah,
there's both birds.
Yes, it's really incredible. So
it's like a bird's eye view.
It's a bird.
Right.
Yeah.
It gives you perspective on everything. On
right.
your life, on the world, COVID-19. You can reflect and awake. That's what I see. Anyway. I mean, beauty is in the eye.
This is why Steve is the executive director of an arts organization, and I'm not, because he sees all those kinds of things. So this is your final opportunity to make a bid in the live auction, and I have really good news. You want to hit Terry. It was super deep. Terry says you're super deep. You want to make. Oh yeah. Okay. So. Yeah, okay, but can I tell them about this? Because then, okay, great. So people have been asking and begging and really requesting deeply that Mr. Che Lopez might be willing to include your piece in our auction. And is that something that you would be up for?
I didn't get dressed up for nothing, of course.
All right, so
to be a pleasure.
Thank you. Okay, so hey, Che Lopez is agreeing on the fly, and I'm going to be honest with you. We did not ask any of the artists who are doing art right now to be willing to donate their art. So this is really, this is coming from the goodness of Mr. Lopez's heart that he is saying yes. So we are putting.
I'll frame it. I'll have it professionally framed for you.
Did you hear? Steve Galatro and Pratt are going to professionally frame the piece. We are going to put it into the auction, which means that if you hit refresh in your Greater Giving, you should be able to see it as an item, and you can make a bid, I think, if that's true. Got it. Okay, here's how we're going to do it. Sorry, lots of information is happening. We are going to close our original 6 auction items, and then you will have the opportunity to bid on Che's piece. So you have 2 minutes to go to make your final bids on auction items 1 through 6. That includes Alaska Airlines, Double Riser by Kim Van Someren, Sea to Sky Spindle Whirl by Archie NoiseCat, Trace 8713 by Etsuko Ichikawa, Not Simply Connected by Chuck Lopez, and Witness by Pohlman Knowles. This is your moment. You have 90 seconds to go to make your final bids. And I want to remind you, you can make your maximum bid in Greater Giving, which means that it will bid for you, because these last moments are where a lot of bidding is going to happen, and it would be so sad if you get outbid right at the last second, except of course for the person who outbid you at the last second, so go for it. You have about 1 minute to go to make a bid on all of our first original 6 live auction items. Alaska Airlines round trip tickets, and also the double riser, Sea to Sky, Trace 8713, and place your final bids. Last call. You can see all of the things that are happening in the chat, and people are making their final bids, not simply connected by Chuck Lopez. The Pohlman Knowles piece, oh my gosh, and the bidding is going crazy. You have 45 seconds to go. Jeff and Nicole Wortley, Marianne, and Mitchell Morris, you are all some of our top bidders. You are doing very well, but you still have 30 seconds, which is definitely enough time for people to make one final bid. Remember, this is Pratt, and usually we have lots of art that's for sale, but right now there's just these few curated pieces. So if you want to take a piece from the 2020 Pratt Virtual Telethon, you have only 15 seconds remaining. Make your final bids right now. Make sure your thumbs are working quickly, because other people's thumbs might be. You have 10, 9, 8, final chance to make a bid on all of these items. 7, 6, I'm sure your thumb can push the button one last time before I get to the end. 5, 4, 3, make your final bids. Don't be so sad. 2, 1, and sold! Our live auction is over. We have sold our live auction items. Nicely done. Amazing bidding. And not quite over, actually, because now we are going to put Mr. Che Lopez's item up for sale, and we're going to leave it open for just 5 minutes, which means that it's going live in 5 minutes. It's going to go live in 5 minutes, which means don't go away, because you're going to want to see, oh my gosh, wow, it's so cool. Wow. Steve, yes. We're having a virtual telethon, auction, art show, art making demonstrations.
This thing is off the chain.
All together. You're like, people are having cocktails. I mean, lots is going on. I know that, as we've talked about, Pratt is this really special place. But it's a special place because it's a place of convening, where so many different people come together, and where Pratt gets to support so many different people. And I wonder, Steve, if you might just tell us a little bit about that part of what it means to be Pratt, in terms of how this place and you and everybody here convenes and gathers people in our community. Could you talk about that?
So many people know about Pratt, and they know about the tight community here and the inclusive community that we have here, but not a lot of people know about how we fit into the landscape of the arts community, of the community of other nonprofits and social and health services that are out there, and the different ways that we partner with other organizations and initiatives to bring art as a means of healing, self-expression, and other forms of personal therapy. So we wanted to share some of those things with you tonight. We put together another prepackaged video for you, which tells the story of a few of our very special partnerships that we have and hope to bring back when we're opening our doors once again.
Awesome. Well, let's see it.
Pratt is a great example of what I want Seattle to be.
A place to go and learn and make art that's truly for the community.
Without Pratt, there'd be one less place for people like me to go.
One of the ways we achieve our mission here at Pratt to make art accessible to everyone is through partner programs, ongoing partnerships with groups like Vibrant Palette and Path with Art, as well as special initiatives like Veterans Glassblowing Day, which we've expanded and continue to expand to include many other disciplines each year.
This is my second time doing glassblowing, and the first time was so energizing, I just had to come back. I'm thankful to Pratt for reaching out to communities like veterans and other communities that like they do, so that they can at least come in here and try this.
This is my first class experience, and it's a bucket list. It's just been wonderful. The instructors are just so mindful. And it is a little bit scary. I mean, it's hot stuff. And so it's beautiful, and I really have been enjoying myself. Check off the bucket list.
There's a big benefit to getting some new experience in your life if you've had traumatic experiences in your past. So you get that new experience and realize that it wasn't dangerous or bad, and it was productive and fun. It was very valuable, especially for veterans. And so stuff like this is really positive.
Path with Art is an organization that provides arts education to people in recovery from homelessness and other trauma. It's a way that people learn to rebuild their lives, to take risk, to experiment, to have courage to do something new, and a belief in themselves.
I've heard students say this so many times, like, I didn't realize I could do this. Because I was homeless for a while, for a few years, but you can go to art class and focus on art for a while, and then grow and develop through these classes.
There's such a generosity of sharing in the Pratt community, and that makes risk-taking and making art so much easier with that kind of support.
Vibrant Palette Arts Center is a visual arts day program for adults with disabilities. Our main mission is to make the art community more inclusive in Seattle. I think Pratt is a great example of inclusion. They really took a chance on our program before we even started. And being here over the last 3 years, it's felt like home. There's so much going on in the world right now which is negative, and I think having the space to be creative and let your guard down, I think it just opens up a lot of opportunities. So I think if you want to create a more inclusive arts community, supporting Pratt is the first step in that.
The arts are so important. It's part of the creative process of being a human being. And so however you can give, that is so important, because you are really growing creativity in your own community and giving opportunities to people who might never come here because cost is an issue. But creativity should be an equity issue, and it should be available to everyone.
So as Steve mentioned, there are so many points of connection that come through Pratt. And to be totally honest, you are so many of them. You are close friends and our longtime supporters and our brand new supporters. And it's, you know, when we look at this, we are currently at $160,000 raised. It is just overwhelming, the level of generosity. You know, we started here an hour and a half ago, and we got to include those peer-to-peer funds that have been generated and given over the last couple weeks. And now so many of you have been contributing to our thermometer in real time and being with us. And Amanda, who is also an arts administrator, thank you, Amanda. She's over at Kirkland. We're so grateful. People, you know, your generosity is really overwhelming. And there is, there's, you know, we could still use more. So if you have joined us recently and maybe have yet figured out, you know, where you want your gift to be, or maybe you were thinking about Steve's, you know, helpful advice that, like, pick your biggest number and then just double it and send that in, like, that would be totally fine. We would be so grateful. And Steve, this is the moment where hey, Lee Pascarella just gave us $250. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are so, so grateful. Thank you. Kira wants to know, what is our goal? Our goal is all the money, if that's our goal. Like, really big, lots and lots. So I want to talk about, really quickly, a family of supporters that have been, again, just for so many years, such strong supporters of Pratt, have really continued. And I know that tonight they were one of the groups that we were sending a dinner to. And I hear that the dinner did finally arrive. And we appreciate this family's patience as the dinner meandered, but made it eventually. Hopefully it was as delicious as ever. You know, Madre's Kitchen is always good. So of course I am talking about the incredible Chlorfine and the Chlorfines and the Chlorfine Foundation. And Steve, I get to tell everyone that the Chlorfine Foundation is sending us $100,000 to our virtual telethon. And if we can hear it for the Chlorfines, Thank you so much. Pohlman, we are so grateful. Thank you for your amazing donation. And would you put that takes us up to $260,000 in our thermometer. And if you are in the chat right now and you want to give the Chlorofines a big round of applause or an emoji or a thumbs up, thank you so much. We are really so grateful. You know, these types of just overwhelming generosity is part of the heart that is Pratt. And so I know I've said it many times, but thank you so much, Len and Norma Chlorofine and the whole Chlorofine family and the Chlorofine Foundation. We are so appreciative. So one more time for the Chlorofines, thank you. Okay, so and if anybody wants to pick a color or anybody in the chat, I mean, there's probably like more colors that Steve needs to pick. Really, that would be so great. While that happens, and maybe somebody can pick a color for you, I want to, Hillary. I'm supposed to go and see what's going on with Hillary. Hillary, where are you? Where did you find yourself?
Hey Ian, we're back in the studio of our jewelry and we're gonna check in with Miss Sharrey to see how she's doing. Hi Miss Sharrey, how's the ring going?
It's going.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. What step are we at right now?
Well, right now I'm gonna solder the seam shut.
Ooh.
I'm gonna lightly warm up the metal and make sure that my flux that's gonna protect it from oxidizing and getting that seam dirty. And I'm also balling up my solder. I'm using hard solder here.
It looks so cool. I cannot wait. Is soldering hard to do?
You know what? It's practice. And I'll be honest with you, some days I have great soldering days, and some days I just need to go do something else.
It's always good to know your boundaries. You know, artists need break too, right?
Well, you know, it's like anything else. I gotta be a little bit quiet here. It's like anything else. You have your good days and you have your bad days. There's some days that, you know, everything flows like for heaven. And there are other days that, like I said, you should go do something else.
I love it. Now I see that the flame's turning green. Is that from
Well, that's because
metal?
it's going under. Nope. That's because it's kind of reflection. Hold on, let me just.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'm one of those that. Okay. No, it's just reflecting off of the the brick, and there's a lot of gook in there.
Oh, so
but it's all good. It's all good.
That was cool. So it's soldered now.
It's soldered now. The key is, and I don't want to move this too soon. The key is to make sure that the solder comes all the way through the seam. So I know that it's on the back of the seam, and the way that I want to make sure that it's all the way and it's solid through is now I'm going to heat it from the front and bring the solder all the way through.
So the solder, it melts at a different temperature than the metal?
It melts at a lower temperature, yes.
Okay.
But I'm using hard solder. I'm honestly not one of those that can tell you, oh, temperature is at this Fahrenheit or so and so. I'm all visual.
Yeah,
you know,
that makes sense.
But you use hard solder if you're not going to be doing a lot of, use hard solder specifically if you're going to be doing a lot of soldering on one piece.
Cool.
But if it's a ring, then it's fine, you can do that because we've got one other piece that's going to go to that. I'm going to let that cool. We're going to put it in a pickle.
Cool.
Right here.
How long does it stay in the pickle for?
You know, if the pickle's hot, it doesn't take much time.
So it just takes the residue off?
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
So I cut myself a disc, round disc, and I'm going to dome this disc. And I annealed it, made it soft.
How exciting! Oh, so it starts off as flat, like a pancake.
That's right.
And then and then by hitting it, it's going to turn around like a mushroom.
Right. So these dapping tools, they fit in specific sizes, right? And you can't automatically take it down immediately to the size that you want. It has to be gradual, or else the disc will end up buckling. So we're starting.
Oh, so it's multi-step.
It's multi-steps, yeah.
Starting to see it.
Starting to see it. And
Are all these tools your tools or are these Pratt's
these
tools?
are all Pratt's tools.
That's so exciting.
It
so
is
Pratt,
fabulous.
Pratt provides all these tools for students to one space.
They really do. I mean, it's amazing. This is one of the best studios I've ever been in. So this is as far as I can go at this point. I have to anneal it, and then if I want it to be any deeper, then I can bring it back to the dapping tool and make it smaller or more domed or more severe in the dome.
Fantastic. Well, I can't wait to see it. So this is a great time to get back to Ian and see what he's doing.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing, Hillary. I'm down here watching Che's incredible painting get bid on a lot. And also, Hillary, this is the time when we decided you get to come and have a drink because you've been working so hard. So come back. Okay, come. So I know. Okay, yes. Oh, you brought a drink. Oh, so smart. Okay, here. I mean, I'm just gonna like cheers with all of you. Cheers. I know to Pratt. We're not quite done. I'm gonna like. Oh my gosh.
Everyone has donated tonight or bid on a piece.
Yes, for sure. To Madre's Kitchen.
We're doing it.
Yes. Okay. Wait. This is.
It goes under the mask.
Yeah, that's how that. Oh, look at that. Without moving the mask. Ooh. I know. Well, and I'm pretty sure that like only because the hot shop is off does it make any sense to have alcohol in this room.
Yes, normally it's a
no-no. Yeah, hot shops and alcohol, not a good mix.
Yeah, safety first, right?
Safety first, yes, or at least second.
Yes.
You have a drink.
I'm drinking.
Are you willing? Okay, so we have to apologize. We apologize because we are beginning technical difficulties with bronze. We sort of missed that first step because, right, they had to keep going.
Right.
But Steve, would you be willing to go and find out where they've arrived?
Okay.
And then will you tell us what happened in the intervening period so that we understand where they're at now?
Yeah, I'll try and catch everyone up because they missed your beginning part.
Right.
And if you could go, because they might be ready for the pour sometime soon.
Okay, I'm going to take a few more sips and then I'm on my way to bronze.
Okay,
See you
remember,
soon.
there's really hot stuff up there too, so
I know,
alcohol.
I'm going to set it down. Don't worry.
don't
but
careful.
Thank you.
Just-
All right.
Oh,
be
boy.
back.
Great, okay, it's all gonna work out.
Okay.
So, what did we not get to see?
All right, so what you would have seen is Hillary going to the foundry and talking with the artists. So the artists that are there are Henry Jackson-Spieker, who's an incredible up-and-coming artist, and Eva Fuderburgh, same incredible up-and-coming artist. Both of them have been bronze instructors for us for a while now. And she probably would have asked them about their careers and can anyone make bronze? And the answer is yes. We have beginner classes for everything that we do, even if it sounds complicated. And you might remember earlier in the show when I described the process of making a mold, right?
Yeah.
So you would have seen those molds getting put down into a sand pit, essentially. You would have seen that process. They hoist them up, they're very heavy, and they put them down in the sand, and then they surround the plaster molds with sand to create some pressure so that the molds won't crack when you pour hot bronze into the inside.
That makes sense.
And I think that just about should catch you up to where I think they would be at. It's been, 2 hours since they started that process, somewhere along those lines. So they should be ready to pour sometime soon, which is incredible to watch.
Okay, I think what we hear is that is in fact true. That we will get to see a pour. Where I think they're actually waiting for us to do that. So Hillary, if you are there, and that is in fact the case, we're hoping you can maybe show us a bronze pour. Is that what's happening?
Wow. That is so cool. Oh my God. All right, I'm back at the bronze pouring studio experience, Ian. This is so exciting.
I'm gonna check in with Lee Campbell, who's also another artist here, who's gonna tell us about what's going on. What's going on, Lee?
Well, we melted the bronze, and now Eva and Henry are checking the temperature to make sure it's ready to pour. And if it is, we'll pull the crucible out and hook it up and pour the bronze.
Wow, are you gonna join them to do that as well?
Yep, so I'm gonna be doing the hoist.
The hoist, is that pulley system?
Yep.
Crazy. Are you scared?
No,
How many times have you done this before?
lots of times.
Like 100?
Maybe not quite that many. 50 times.
That's crazy. That's still a lot. You're very experienced. Oh my God, how hot is that right there?
So it's just under 2,000 degrees.
Just under 2,000 degrees.
Yep.
It's like looking at the sun. Oh, it's time to go. This is so exciting. Oh my God. I've only seen this once before. This is amazing. Look at that glowing crucible, 2,000 degrees of hot love. Look at that. The most amazing thing is that they learn all of this here at Pratt. That's incredible. The moment of truth. Oh wow, look at that skill. Skill. Oh my God, it's amazing. Oh, you're remelting the ingots for the extra? Oh, cool. Waste not, want not. So they have extra melted bronze in the crucible and they don't want to waste it, so they are melting ingots with the excess melted bronze, which is really cool because you don't want to waste all that good precious bronze they paid a lot of money for. So it's really cool. So they can use it for later. You can remelt that down at the next bronze pour. Oh, zing! Look at that! Wow! And that finishes it up, I think. Wow! Yay, it finished! And so, next step, when we come back, we're going to break those molds. So, back to you, Ian.
Hillary, that is so cool. Actually, extremely hot. But wow. And if you wouldn't mind, we heard that if you were to make your way back across the street to printmaking, that there's cool things that you would be ready to see there as well. So if that would be possible, and I just wanted to say we are again The generosity of this group is overwhelming. We are, you know, when Steve talks about creative resilience, this ability for Pratt to be here as strong or stronger than ever, to be ready for artists to connect with teachers, to connect with young people, to connect with the community. That's what we're really all about, you know, tonight. And you are such a huge part of it. We're so excited to have so many of you being so just nice to us. So thank you for coming and being part of this party. We wanted to, you know, give one more opportunity for people to donate to Pratt, and we thought we would offer 10 more votives to 10 more incredible donors. So if you want to make one more contribution of $10 or more, we're going to throw in a votive. $100 or more. What did I say? No, $100. $100. If you could make a contribution of $100 or more, the next 10 folks, we will send you one of the beautiful votives. So please, anything helps, especially $100 or more, really helps. But anything helps. And if you can do it, we will just, you know, we'll send you our gratitude and a really cool votive. And as you're doing that, is it possible? Can we, oh, right. We have this. This is really awesome. While this was all happening, Steve, people are so really incredible. I know I keep saying that, but Fletch and Ann Waller, they already made an incredible contribution tonight. They are making another $10,000 gift in honor of our virtual telethon. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And now that we've got this figured out, they knew to send in their color request. They want lime.
Got it here.
You got lime. Okay,
here.
that's great. And also, Ken and Sandra Carlson are sending us $8,000. Thank you to Sandra and Ken Carlson. We're so grateful. And they would like purple and gold. Did you do purple and gold? Okay, so that's another $18,000 for Pratt. We are so grateful.
278,000 is where we're at.
278,000. If we can make it, so is that line is 300, and then we would be like 300,000 plus. Man, if we could get there, oh my gosh. Anybody that can help us break 300,000, we're so close. We would love to do it. Okay. Yes. Good. Okay. Hillary, you're there, I think. Yes? Can you show us?
Hey, coming on in. Coming in hot.
Hi, Hillary.
Hey, Romson. Checking in on Romson. So, what are we doing? Are you...
So I'm doing my third roll with this print.
Wow.
And we've added a relief plate, which I carved some time back. And we're adding it to our near finished work of art.
All this turning, is it like an arm workout?
You need exercise at this point, right?
Use your core, use your core. Ooh, I love this part every time. It's so exciting.
Oh, I'm very excited.
Ooh, I'm excited because you're excited.
I am? I am.
So you put the plate on half of the piece of paper.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry.
Oh. Oh, wow. That is so beautiful. Romson, you're so talented. I'm so impressed. And so you made this relief print plate before.
Yeah, it's actually become something of a brush for me. I use it on occasion, not too often, but I thought it appropriate today. Because it has a bit of a narrative involved in it. So this is what we have.
Wow. Is this almost the finished piece? Are you done, or do you have other treatments to do to it?
It's very close. I think I'm just going to run one more pass through it, and we're done.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. We have to go to the rest of our program, but I really appreciate your time and sharing this experience with us. And also, I love you. So thank you so much for being here. It's
I appreciate
such
that,
an
Hillary.
honor. And now back to you, Ian.
Thank you, Hillary. And also, so it's actually working out really well. The artists are all sort of completing their projects, which is great because we told the artists that, that our event was going to end at a certain time, and they're all actually, listening to what we said and finishing their work, which is really great. But Hillary, what that means is if you could head back over to the wood turning, that would be really awesome because I hear that that's almost finished, and we'd love to see that. And while you're doing that, Steve, more amazing gifts.
More gifts.
More, I know. So another duo of longtime supporters of Pratt. I know them because they often buy a lot of things at the Pratt auction, so which is really awesome. John and Joyce Price are sending $5,000 to our virtual telethon, and the Wyman Youth Trust is sending another $5,000 to our virtual telethon. Can we hear it? Thank you so much, John and Joyce. We're so grateful. Thank you, Wyman Youth Trust, for your amazing generosity. I just want to say, while we're here, so Che Lopez, you mentioned that you would be willing to sign in just a moment when we finish the bidding on your item, that you would be willing to sign your work and maybe sign it to the buyer or something like that, or
whatever.
Okay, whatever. Awesome. So that means you have just a couple minutes, because after we get to see what's happening in the wood turning studio, we're going to finish the auction in a moment, and then Chase says he'll sign it for you. So final bids on the amazing Mujeres de las Flores that Che Lopez is doing. And is she there? Yes? Okay, good. She is. Hillary.
Hey, Tom.
Hi.
Wow.
Welcome
Look how
back.
much improvement you've made on that piece of
Yes,
wood. That's crazy.
I've had
Ian,
to-
we're back with Tom, and this looks so cool.
Amazing.
I know. So tell me the progress you've made. It's just it almost looks finished.
Once I got it on the chuck here, I hollowed out the inside, and I just continued making cuts with the gouges, trying to maintain a fairly consistent wall thickness until I reached the bottom, and then I caused it to sweep down in the bottom, sort of rounded.
Wow.
And then I measure how deep the bottom is by taking some sort of a sharp, pointy thing, and I just hold it on the inside of the bowl and do the old squinty eye thing. And then I transfer that over to here, and it tells me that the thickness of the bottom is approximately the same as the side. That way it helps to prevent the bowl from cracking. And then now that I've got that done, I can take the bowl off. The next step would be to put the foot on, which I won't do right at this moment, but I'll show you what the foot will look like.
Cool.
I just loosen this chuck, just like loosening a chuck
So
on a
you're pretty
drill.
much done turning.
I am done turning
So
the
just
outside.
finishing work.
That's
Ah.
correct. And then since this bowl is turned in a very wet condition, I wait to do any sanding that is necessary, which is not very much, after the bowl has completely dried. As it dries, it's going to warp quite a bit.
Can you control the warping, or you're just gonna have
No,
to be okay
you just
with...
have to accept it, and that's part of the whole let it go thing. Perfection is
How
way
meta.
overrated. We just accept what the wood is going to do naturally. You can prevent cracking by slowing the process down.
Wow.
By the drying process. But right now the foot is approximately the correct size, but I'll put it on a different block of wood, and then I'll make the foot look with a smooth transition that goes from the bottom of this vase shape to the bottom of the foot, much like a ceramic foot.
Wow.
A ceramic bowl.
That is so amazing. It's beautiful. And I
Yeah.
really thank you for your time
Well, you're
and all
welcome.
your
This is a lot
dedication
of
to
fun.
Pratt. Thank you so much. And so we have more programming to talk about. So
Great.
thank you again. And Ian, back to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Hillary. Thank you so much, Tom. Wow. So many, as Molly says, so many life lessons in wood carving, and just so many life lessons tonight, I feel like. I feel so excited. Okay, here's the moment you've been waiting for. For those of you who are hoping to be the person who gets to have this incredible Mujeres de las Flores on your wall in your home, you have 1 minute to go. 1 minute is all that's remaining, and then we are going to sell. That's going to be it for Che Lopez's original, done before your very eyes. It is the heartbeat of the Pratt Live virtual telethon. I mean, really no more could we combine your energy and Che's incredible talent. You have 30 seconds if you want to make one last bid on the surprise live auction item that we, by the way, I just want to say are so grateful again, because to ask an artist to donate something like in the moment felt like a big ask. And Che was so gracious and said yes. We have 20 seconds, last chance. If you'd like to be the person, and I see that many people are bidding rapidly right now. It looks like Mary and Peter are going back and forth. Make sure you got 10, 9, 8, 7. Who's going to be Mary, Peter, maybe the Wortleys? I don't know who's going to end up in that last seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, last chance. Put your thumb down. 2, 1, and sold! Congratulations! Thank you, Che Lopez, for being here. Oh my gosh, you're amazing. And we're so grateful. Okay, we're gonna ask what the signing thing is in just a moment, but first, we want to just mention that we're almost finished with our virtual telethon, to be totally honest, and of course we are at $288,665, which is so exciting, and you know, we're within striking distance of $300,000, and I know so many of you have been so generous already, but if there is anyone who is here with us tonight that might be able to help us get over $300,000, you know, that would be really exciting. We would be just so grateful, so happy. Yes. Is there anybody? Yes, Steve. Is there?
Yeah, I have some news.
You have some news.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I've been blowing up tonight. Thanks everybody for hitting me up during the show.
People have been texting Steve.
Well, in the middle of all my text messages, I have a message here from Kathy Gerlich. Catherine Howard Gerlich would like to give us $50,000.
Catherine Howard Gerlich is giving us $50,000. Oh my gosh, Kathy Gerlich, thank you. Give her a huge round of applause. Kathy Gerlich, that puts us over $300,000. That's at $338,665. We are so, okay, in the chat, everywhere, please give her a huge round of applause. To all of our big donors, we are just so grateful. Oh my gosh. People text you and give you $50,000. That's amazing.
Not every day.
Okay.
Not every day. Today's a special day.
Yes, I mean, that's great. Thank you for supporting Pratt. Kathy Gerlich, we're so grateful. Thank you. I mean, oh gosh, we would
12,000 left to go to the goal.
Oh, you mean if we got 12,000?
I'm just saying.
We would make it to 350.
Yeah.
I see Steve's moving the goal line. I love it. Okay, so now, I think this is very wise. With that incredibly generous gift, we are within striking distance of $350,000, and we would be so grateful. Hey, Kathy, I just want you to know, Bob Swain is saying, awesome, Kathy, and other people are giving you mad love in the chat, and we applaud them and applaud you, so thank you. Okay, we have to go and check on some art, because I hear that there's more happening up in the foundry with bronze. So Hillary, can you tell us what's going on up in bronze?
And we're back here with all those bronze castings because we're going to start to open the mold. So this is Eva, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about what's happening and talk to us about this exciting part of the process.
Thank you. Yeah, this is the point where we finally get to see our sculpture after all the effort beforehand, a week of it being in the kiln, and all of the effort of the bronze pour. So all we have to do now is just crack off the plaster that's around the bronze.
That's amazing.
It's pretty fun. It's a little warm, but not as warm as the pour. So
cool, well have at it. We're very excited to see it.
Thanks, we are too.
Okay, I'm gonna stand back a little bit. I hope that's okay. All right, go for it, gentlemen. Wow, it just breaks off so easily.
Yeah, it's a very messy process.
Oh.
The plaster's a lot more brittle after it's been heated.
Oh.
So
It's coming off a lot easier. Oh, you use chicken wire also to for the mold. That's very interesting.
Yeah, it helps strengthen the plaster, and it's also part of how we make this sort of temporary vessel that we pour the plaster into when we're making the mold in the first place.
Very cool. And how long have you been doing bronze casting?
I've been doing bronze casting for about 6 years.
Wow, that's amazing. Is it the only medium you work in?
No, I also do ceramic sculpture and mixed media work and some installation work.
Wow.
So, oh, there we go.
Oh, what do we got? What do we got?
So we have a very toasty sculpture over there. It's probably still maybe 600 degrees. So what Jason is doing now is trying to knock some of the plaster off.
Wow.
So he can see how his piece turned out.
Oh my God.
Jason.
That's the one you made, Jason? Yep. Oh, cool.
Pretty good.
It looks like a weapon.
I think it involved deer antlers, but I wasn't sure.
How exciting.
Yeah.
Are there times when the casting doesn't work out, like you didn't pour enough, or there's cracks?
There can be defects. We have a pretty good success rate overall. Most of the defects we can then just clean up either using tools later on or maybe doing some welding.
Cool. So what are the next steps after you get the plaster off of it?
So we're going to have to cut off the sprue system. And the sprue system is what let the bronze flow into the sculpture. It's the plumbing, basically. And you can see with Jason's piece, it's that long, straight part on the back.
Oh.
And so once all the plaster is gone, you have to go at it with power tools, generally angle grinders. And that you'll cut all of that off, and you'll clean up the marks that remained. And then you have to finish it up and do some patina and photograph it and do whatever you're planning with it.
Sounds pretty easy, right? But I'm sure it takes a while, right?
It takes a while. It's very much the case where you can easily sink quite a large number of hours on the final cleanup of the sculpture.
Oh.
It depends on how much of a perfectionist you are.
Cool. Well, that's very exciting. So I think we'll let them continue taking these out of the molds, and we'll see it soon. But back to you, Ian.
Thank you, Hillary. And Hillary, some of the other pieces that have been created are actually making their way to the hot shop. And we're wondering if it's possible for you to bring that bronze sculpture. We know, I hear that it might still be warm and maybe heavy, but if you're able to bring it down, we would really love that, if that's possible. And while that is happening, I want to just mention that piece that you've been watching that Che Lopez created. The successful bidder who gets the Che Lopez original from the Pratt virtual telethon is Peter Galatro, who is Steve Galatro's brother. So congratulations, Peter. And we will send it to you in Maryland. And thank you for watching from across the country. We're so grateful. And Che, if you would sign it, it looks like maybe you signed it. Already. Thank you so much.
My own blood.
Whoa.
It is forever encrusted in my own blood.
It is sangre del artista. Okay, so that's like authentic original. You can do DNA testing to prove it. So we have been able to have the art that you've watched be created now come down to the hot shop, and so we're going to show this one first. Is that true? Yeah. Yes. Okay, great. So first, Romson Bustillo's amazing print, and Natalie, who's part of the Pratt. Nope, I'm gonna go that way. Part of the Pratt team is holding it. Check out. Here it is. Oh my gosh! Can we hear it for Romson and his amazing art? Thank you so much, Romson, for doing this. We're so grateful. And now Are we gonna see? What do we want to see next? Whoa, Kim! Hillary is here.
It's so heavy and hot. Oh my God.
Okay, Hillary,
I'm so strong.
You are so strong. Oh my gosh.
Hurry up.
Stay there. Okay, this is the bronze pour. Lee Campbell,
amazing. Look how
Ava
beautiful
Fuderburgh, and Henry Jackson-Spieker created this that is almost finished. It's mostly, I mean, I know, is there like a little bit more?
Well, they still need to cut it off the sprue.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Look at that.
So is my stripe.
Can you hear it for Lee, Eva, and Henry?
Okay,
Thank you,
I gotta
and
put this down. I gotta put this
for
down.
Hillary, thank you. Okay, wonderful. And now, do you want to see the bowl? Sure. Okay, here's Tom's bowl from Tom Henscheid. This amazing wooden bowl that you saw. Wow, check that out.
Live edge bowl.
Oh, look at how beautiful. Thank you. Give Tom a big round of applause. Thank you, Tom. Yes. And then, do you have the ring? Is that what I heard? Okay, Miss Sharrey's incredible ring. And, oh, look at that. Dinah, will you hold it against the black? Can you go down a little bit? I think if it's, yeah. Is that possible? And, oh, look at that. Then we can really see. I know it's hard to see. This is, okay, that's beautiful. And, I mean, Steve, I don't know. Maybe you want to, ask Miss Sharrey about that because it looks really good.
It looks good on me.
Yeah, it really does. Okay, can we please give Sharrey Dore a big round of applause? Thank you. And then, was there one more that we needed to see? We've seen all the work that's happened this evening. Is that true? Yes, I think we have. All right, and I just want to point out one more time to all of you that we are only just over $10,000 away from reaching $350,000. And of course, that would be so exciting to get there. And there are 5 votives that have yet to be gifted. And so anyone who might be able to help us get over that $350,000 mark with a gift of $100 or more, it would be so incredible if we could get there. So if that sounds like something you want to be part of, we think it would be really great for you to be part of it. We're okay with that. And and I'm supposed to remind you that if you know other people who might be willing to make a contribution, wait, Julie Custer just gave $100. Thank you, Julie. We are so grateful. Thank you for your incredible donation. If you know anybody who might be willing to contribute to Pratt, we are going to leave this Raise the Paddle, this opportunity to contribute open until midnight tomorrow night at the end of Sunday. So for the next 27 hours or whatever, people can make a contribution, and you can forward the link to Greater Giving to anyone, any friends. You can put it on Facebook. You can send it out. I hear that some people will double Bitcoin on Facebook if you send it to the right address or something. Or maybe it's Twitter. I think it's Twitter. So send it to those, and then we'll get lots of extra money. But please blast it out to the world, and we are so grateful. Can we have one more huge round of applause for everybody who has supported Pratt tonight at our virtual telethon? Thank you. And can you, in the chat, give it up for our artists who have helped us tonight? Thank you, artists. It's all about the artists. Thank you so much to everybody. And is there anything else that we need to say? Oh, we have one more surprise just for all of you at home. As we have been going through this evening, and this, I can't believe this. Blows my mind that people can do this. Our behind the camera studio team has been editing a compilation video in real time of what's been going on. So we're going to play for you a fun compilation video, and while you watch that, stick around, hang out in the chat, have one more drink at home. Cheers to the incredible Pratt community, to the artists. Thank you so much for being here at Pratt Live, a virtual telethon. We will see you very soon at a class. Thank you all so much. Good night. Good night. Woo! Thank you.